Hello everybody, welcome back to the Filthy 50, our series where we recount the worst games we have ever played, or at least played some of enough to have an opinion
No,
on
they're
it.
not the worst games, they're just the games I hate the most.
Oh no, they are the worst games.
Which basically makes it the worst games. We are the definitive authorities.
We're not going to get into that stupid
We're
argument
definitive
of
authorities.
the worst games versus the games you least liked.
We have only done the intro and you're already arguing.
That bodes well.
Why you have me here?
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, it wouldn't be the same without you. But in any case, so we're now on to the next section of our shit list, the best way to describe it, where it literally does get worse from here.
Oh, the trademark fell through already, huh?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Shockingly enough, I think the shit list probably would not get much on the old algorithm, to be honest. Let's just call it the unofficial name, shall we? Go with that? Yeah, I think we will. But we've done 15. We have another 35 to go. How are we feeling so far? How are the despair levels? Are we losing will to live yet?
You know something? I enjoyed talking about the first 15 games.
Yes.
But those were games that I found some redeeming qualities in. The longer we go through this list, the more I realise how much of my life I've wasted.
Yes, we're now at the fatalism part of the playthrough, the series.
I hit that element at the beginning, and then I like, at least I get something out of it by doing this list. So kind of, this is my redemption.
It's a redemption arc, yeah.
Redemption arc.
Yeah, you're treating it as if it's a funeral. You're kind of like you're burying the past, and
I'm treating it as therapy.
Yeah, and I'm just here for the food. So, in that case, let's get on the way with the next set. So, starting off with number 35, and starting off with you, Adam. Where are you taking us next?
I'm going to see if you guys even know what this game is.
Ooh, mystery game. Here we go.
Finding Paradise.
Finding Paradise.
No.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Sequel to a game that was in my top 100 list. A game I fucking loved called To the Moon.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes.
Alright then.
This is the sequel.
It's in my top 100 as well, To the Moon.
Yeah.
It's high up. I think I had it in my top 20.
This is the same type of game. It follows the two doctors with another terminal patient going through his memories. To add intrigue to it, one of the two doctors, the fella, the one who was on drugs in the first one,
Neil, yeah.
he's using an experimental memory restoring device that he himself has tweaked because he wants to try and make a map of people's minds or something.
He takes it at the end of To the Moon. That's the kind of cliffhanger on it, because when you walk out of the house, he takes the drug and then the screen flashes red, like it does for the memory lapse when you were inside the guy's head, but you're actually not. It's like, ooh, intrigue.
Now, the sequel wasn't as strong as To the Moon. And I don't know how you could be, because that was a perfectly well done game.
It was a perfect game.
This game, it's convoluted and jumps about, and I'll be honest with you, I just remembered it because I was like, what games do I like? What games are a series that I wouldn't play anymore? Why did I stop playing this? And I had to actually look up the plot of this game because I couldn't remember it. And I was like, why did I not like this? And then I looked it up and was like, oh, that's why.
Wasn't the Imposter Factory the sequel to the
That's the sequel to Finding Paradise.
That's the third one, yeah.
And that's the fourth game in the series.
Oh, fourth, beg
There
your
was
pardon,
a bird story, which is the interlude between To the Moon and this.
And Bird Story is really good. It's a wonderful little thing.
I think this ruined it. Because you're playing as the old guy you're helping in this is the kid in a bird story. And the whole way through this, he's had a wonderful life.
Yeah.
He loves his wife, he wants to remember everything with her. His whole wishes are to just erase whatever memory is making him feel like he was unfulfilled.
Yeah.
And the doctors are going through this and jumping about, and the machine's glitching, and they're hopping from the past, and they're not going back chronologically.
Yeah.
They're him as a kid. They're him as an old man. They're here. They're there. They're at his wedding. They're at this point. There's another woman. This other woman keeps showing up in weird time points. This other woman is self-aware and is talking to the doctors. This other woman is his imaginary friend that is the personification of the bird he rescued in a bird story.
Okay.
I have to admit, you actually sold it to me there. That sounds good. That sounds good.
No.
Okay.
No, the way it's revealed is so bad. Because you're going through this the whole time, and they're like, we need to erase his memories of this woman. We need to erase his memories of this woman so as he will be happy with his wife. He is being unfaithful, and we want him to remember himself being faithful. And then the whole way through, it's like, yeah, I just miss my friend. The friend who never existed. Yeah, that one. Jesus. It's like, okay, but you're dying, and the dementia's causing us to jump all the way through your timeline. I'm not going to let you erase her because she is a part of his life. Alright, well, following protocols here. Fuck you, dude. You're locked out. No! Then he breaks into the protocols with the imaginary friend's help.
Okay.
And he saves the imaginary friend to his experimental computer. And she is now the character that's driving the fucking plot. And it's just so stupid. And it's like, you ruined a perfectly good story. Now, like, okay, sweet enough ending. He remembers having a best friend. That was his imaginary friend. He remembers the whole connotations of it. He's happy. He gives his wife a final parting kiss as he dies.
Nah.
And then they go back and tell the wife he was very happy in his final moments. And he loved you. They go to the funeral. And then the guy's like, so anyway, we're going to set up an entirely convoluted heist game next or something. I don't give a shit. Christ. I was just like, at that point, I was like, I am so checked out of this. Like, following up To the Moon, which fucking crushed me. That soundtrack.
Oh, man.
Oh.
To the Moon was such an emotional roller
See,
coaster.
this is what I'm trying to pick out here, because I'm trying to work out, would you have considered this a bit of a good old-fashioned shark jumping, or is this a case of they just could not hit the same high notes as To the Moon?
No, they couldn't hit any high notes. It was the highest they got was competent.
Okay.
And everything else fell short. Which is what really threw me, because I was expecting more from you. Bird Story set this up really well.
Yeah. So this is what I was going to ask, was that it's because they're just on such a high bar that they just couldn't possibly reach it?
No, they could reach it. They just didn't.
In fact, in explaining what they were trying to do, Adam sold the game to me.
Yeah.
That's how good they were. That's it. That was a premise I really liked, and I didn't realise they just didn't stick the landing on it at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, not a bad game. Just I felt at the end of it wasn't worth my time.
You just felt let down by it.
And I didn't want to play the sequel.
Yeah.
Fair. And again, that's a lot of the games in this list.
I was about to say, it's been a reoccurring theme of what kind of makes you jump off a series.
It's the same with me. I do that as well, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate Blood in the Sand, so that's why I didn't play Bulletproof.
Oh, clearly, yeah. I mean,
that's why I've never listened to a 50 Cent album.
It killed my love of hip hop.
Yeah, exactly. He's now gone to synthwave, lads.
Yeah.
Wait, did he plays Hotline Miami, and that'll fucking change.
Anyway, by all means, feel free to play it yourselves and tell me I'm wrong, but
I would like, yeah.
Go fuck yourselves.
I actually probably will, because I loved To the Moon.
Yeah.
So did I, and I
actually
warned
probably
you now.
have Finding Paradise.
Yeah.
Just on my Steam list, I just haven't played it. Although my Steam backlog is like fucking labyrinth.
Here's the thing: you've played that and A Bird Story, obviously, and
Yeah.
didn't get around to this. So
No.
Well, look, maybe at some stage during the season. Oh, by the way, Finding Paradise, you're fucking wrong about it. It was beautiful, made me cry. You never know. It might be that.
To the Moon, very nearly did that.
Yeah.
I did. I welled up. Like, that ending still breaks my heart.
The ending is fucking incredible.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 35 then is, and again I will check my notes here, but I believe it's my only Sega CD addition to the list. It's a very deep cut, especially for Japanophiles, if you would call them then. Space Adventure Cobra.
You just made those words.
No, I did not.
Pray tell, what is Space Adventure Cobra?
Space Adventure Cobra is the story of a legendary bandit who goes across space. He basically picks up hot women, does fucking magic quests with them. He gets his money, and he's just an all-round great guy. Also a massive sex pest. I don't think I should.
Basically, it's Cowboy Bebop.
It's true.
Yeah, that's right. Come for me, internet.
So it's.
So you're describing Police Knots?
Well, no, I'm not, because Police Knots actually has some level of charm.
Hang on, I'm googling this. I don't care.
So space. So I will.
Literally googling it.
So I will provide you the context here.
Two of us are straight on.
So So again, you mentioned Retsupray there, with your Urban Runner. This is another one that I first encountered on this, and I said I have to fucking see if this is as bad as they're letting it out to be, and yes, it is. So it's kind of done in the same way as Snatcher on Sega CD. So it's kind of a visual novel interface and stuff like that.
This is a manga series.
It's a manga series. I was about to come to that. So it's based off a manga series that is like one of the older ones. Like you might pick out a few of the names there. It's like What was the series you showed me a while back with the guy, the detective, and he's a complete fucking like
Cowboy Bebop?
Not Cowboy Bebop. No, this predates Bebop a good bit. This is back in the 80s anime.
Yeah, this is a proper 80s.
It was some detective. It was you showed me. It was like the guy's just a fucking massive horn dog.
Oh, City Hunter.
City Hunter, that's it. It reminded me of City Hunter.
That manga where the guy is a massive horn dog.
No,
I know. It doesn't narrow things down at all.
Do you realise how little that narrows it down?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't help. No.
Excellent Batman reference.
Yeah.
I fit that in everywhere in my general life.
Yeah.
City Hunter came out at the end of the 80s. It was 1988.
Yeah, I think this is
82.
It was 82. Yeah, so this is one of the really, really old ones. And again, I think the guy who made Space Adventure Cobra, he's done one or two other mangas as well, and I've heard of them before, but not enough to know them. Again, Adam being the kind of the buff here will probably.
Again, this is one of the ones that I've missed, so I'm going to look into it.
So I got a couple of episodes in recently as context, and I was trying to think of myself. Okay, the game itself kind of is a bit of just a general red flag for me, but I watched some of the manga to see is it actually like that on the level. And to a certain degree it is, but the main character is kind of like, played up for laughs a little bit. He's kind of like, in the same way, like, and you again might provide context, how sometimes the protagonists are like done like this to kind of like be the Japanese equivalent of like a male power fantasy. Like this to me kind of feels a lot like a James Bond style adventure, where just hot women just kind of orbit around him because of his fucking raw charisma. So the story is a retelling of some of the mangas, kind of just mashed into one. Mm-hmm. So he's essentially gone into hiding. He's under a pseudonym creatively called Joe Smith, and basically he's trying to meet up with his old partner called Armoroid Lady, or Lady Armoroid as she's actually called in the manga. And basically comes across this bounty hunter called Jane, and Jane's then attacked by this guy called Crystal Boy, and he is literally made of crystal. Again, the manga call him Crystal Bowie.
Okay.
Because I think he was supposed to be based on David Bowie. Again, made of crystal. So basically, Jane has this massive tattoo on her back, and essentially her and her two sisters have the map of a massive treasure mapped on, like, basically printed on their back as a form of a tattoo. So you have to basically collect all 3 tattoos, and you'll find out where this ultimate treasure is. Okay. So
I'm liking the premise.
Yeah, do you know
and it's a good excuse for a bit of light nudity.
It goes very heavy on the light nudity.
The women are. It says here the women are uniformly beautiful and wear thongs everywhere they go.
Every fucking woman is wearing.
And now that's just an 80s anime, though. Come on.
Yeah, see, part of that is the 80s anime, but then the game just ramps it up by just having them front and center everywhere. Like there's arse everywhere you fucking.
That's just an 80s Japanese video game.
And there's tits. Yeah, again, that's part of that, but like. It is. I was like fucking.
To get that onto a soundboard.
Yeah,
just hit it every time.
But like, see, that was one thing. The fact that it was just so fucking like constantly in your face, like to the point where I'm trying to play the game. I felt like fucking doing.
I actually don't mind ass in my face.
No, see, here's the thing.
He's got the classic drawing of tits and ass both on screen at the same time.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? I can get past that in a sense, but like it's fucking everywhere. You can't avoid it. And then it's all just like, okay, this is clearly just like...
the front cover.
Yeah, legit, like, yeah. But the thing is, like, and again, I can get past that because you know what you're getting in for here with this sort of stuff. Yeah. But just everything is fucking tits and arse. Everything. I felt like fucking Dougal Maguire playing it going, Carol, put your clothes back on, I can't concentrate, I'm trying to do the fucking conundrum here, you know what I mean? So like, I'm trying to play the game. So that's the whole plot, and then we realise halfway through, it's actually not treasure, it's an ultimate weapon. It's a galaxy-ending weapon. And it's like, okay, that actually is a good plot twist. Well, it's kind of like the timing of it is good, because it's not too late, it's quite early on in the game where you're thinking, okay, this explains why the pirates are after it. So,
well, yeah, why else would pirates be
why
after
else would be pirate? It's a pirate guild. Yeah, I know, the fucking irony of pirate guild. But anyway.
It's not there's no irony, of course. The pirates regularly had guilds.
Yeah.
Typical pirates. They formed a fucking union.
Yeah, bastards. So anyway, right.
What the fuck, guys? The rivalry.
So here's the thing, right? So here's the thing. So you think to myself, okay, this could be like, even going by the point of reference there with the manga, this looks like it could be a fun little space romp with loads of action and gameplay and stuff like that. It's a fucking text adventure. It's like Snatcher. It's all done through text. There's two massive issues with it though. One is that when it's dialogue, because it's translated straight from Japanese, they haven't actually said who's speaking in it, so you just have to guess. Essentially.
Yeah, because the Japanese would have the gender and honorifics and the means of speaking to differentiate.
Yeah, so that was a mistranslation problem. And again, some of the mistranslation stuff is kind of funny in a sense where, like, the first time you're checking Jane out and you're doing that usual kind of like head to toe like thing that James Bond does, where you're just like trying to find every perfect thing about it. Yeah, stuff like that.
You have cool breasts.
So, like,
a direct quote from the game.
I think one of the direct quotes from the game, again, I put this down to a mistranslation, is those feet are a work of art, which I choose to believe is a mistranslation.
Of course he's into feet.
Yeah.
No, it's not a mistranslation. I can tell you exactly what that's referencing in the Japanese culture, but I'm not going to get into it right now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It involves a 20-page thesis that I've been working on.
I'm watching a lot of manga as research.
Look let's just say it's an 80s anime.
It's an 80s anime, yeah, exactly. So I'm putting this
soundboard.
I'm putting up a lot of that to that as well, and saying, okay, listen, this is a game of its not of its time, but of its source material, and going from there.
Okay, so sounds like bad translation might be part of the reason why this isn't.
Well, it's bad game. There's no fucking gameplay. Like, you're in these kind of like, so you're gonna go get into fights and scraps every now and then. And it's all done through text, right? Mm-hmm. And okay, a fight through text is not that bad in a sense. It is tedious and it's really frustrating. You remember when we were playing Police Knots? And it's always the flat. Yes, you do. You were there. We played it multiple times. Don't lie to me.
No, I'm not lying. I don't remember.
Okay.
I admit we were there.
Yeah. Okay. So with Snatcher and Police Knots, the common problem we had with them is that
Gillian was the sex pest.
We couldn't move on to the next bit until you set up a flag. And in order to do the flag, you have to exercise every dialogue option once or maybe twice. Police Knots is a fucker that because you have to like basically exercise everything twice to move on.
In rare cases 3 times.
Yeah. It basically get over to the point where like literally there's no other options. You have to click everything to a certain degree. Cobra does this in every scene. Everything is like you need to examine everything. You need to do everything. Now there's no many options. It's like literally like 3 or 4 different things each way. But when it opens up then into a certain area where you have like 6 or 7 different areas to go to, and you might not have set up the flag over here. So now this place won't open up for you, which means that other place won't open for, and it's a whole fucking thing. So that's one part of it. The second part of it is that the combat is completely fucking rehearsed. In that you have basically, okay, you're in a fight here, you have 3 options. You got punch, kick, or psycho gun. Okay, what's going to happen here? You might stagger the guy off, you might knock him out with a punch or a kick, or you might just kill him with a psycho gun. And shockingly enough, the third option is always the fucking right answer. Until suddenly you're not. And then you have this kind of weird gimmick fight where you're just predisposed, you're meant to lose so you can come back to life again and get better. The game literally, like not literally, but figuratively wanks off the main character so much by saying, oh, he's so good, he just keeps coming back to life, he's brilliant, look at him, he's done it again, he's the hero of them all, he saved the day. It's like, I have had no fucking input here, by the way. I cannot feel fucking rewarded here because all you've done is just got me to press fight over and over again. My input in this is pressing the fucking A button on the Sega controller.
So it's a game that was developed for game reviewers.
Yeah, pretty much. But you know what the most frustrating part is then, right? Is that when you get to the actual last bit of the game, the last like hour when you're on this kind of this basic, whenever the end game kicks in and you're on this fire planet and you got a puzzle to solve, and it's a good puzzle to be fair, because the solution is right there in front of you and there's no mistranslation issues here. You just have to say, okay, that's this color, whatever it is, and away you go. Then you have this kind of like basically like ironic enough, you have 2 kill zones to get through where you have enemies on the board, and you know what they give you? Fucking health bars. and psycho bars and enemy health, which means you've had that gameplay programmed in from the start.
No, they didn't.
And this is what I said to myself. It's like they've done this halfway through. They started making this game all the way through because the pacing of the game is completely off.
Yeah.
Like the first, like basically, like the game is separated in between whichever like kind of sister you're working with. So if you're working with Jane, that's the majority of the game. That's almost halfway, and she's on her own planet, which is this kind of desert planet that's like Vegas, and you're trying to find her sister Dominique.
No wonder she's in a thong.
Yeah. Oh, they're all in thongs.
There's no air in Space Vegas.
There's no air in Space Vegas. It's too hot.
It's the 80s, guys.
It's the 80s, guys. But like,
80s.
So like, the 80s, it was a different time, man.
So like your time with Jane is like a couple of hours like game time. Like it's stretched out to fuck. And then suddenly, okay, Jane's dead.
Not like that thong.
No, Jesus, there's nothing left of the imagination there. And then suddenly your time with the next sister Dominique, or sorry, Cathy, I should say, is like half an hour.
Jonathan doesn't even know their names. They're interchangeable objects to him.
Well, they are to Cobra, to be fair.
Interchangeable sex objects.
Sex objects.
Sex objects.
Sex objects. Sex objects. Sexy.
Guys, it was the 80s. It was a different time.
So, and then like the second character is killed off the second sister is killed off immediately. So her section is really, really fucking short.
But did you at least get her back?
Yeah, you take a pic. Yeah, because he's sleazy enough to have a fucking camera in his belt buckle, so he takes pictures of them all.
Beautiful.
So he shoots it onto her back.
Yeah, let's go with that. And then the third one, right? The third sister is on a fucking...
Nice.
And this is a real sentence I'm going to say, and I'm not fucking high here. The third sister is hiding in a monastery on the back of a giant bird in a cloud fucking planet.
Okay, yeah.
A planet called Neon Big Bird.
Okay, yeah, no, it's
again,
anime,
mistranslation and all that sort of stuff. They're doing what they can. But like, and they burned a tattoo off, so you have to fucking regenerate her skin, and that's another fucking thing. But that's all half an hour gameplay. So the first one is like 5 hours, 30 minutes, end game.
But you have to regenerate her skin and then re-tattoo her.
No, the tattoo regenerates as well, hilariously.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, but...
A game with tattooing is its central premise that it fundamentally misunderstands.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, we've burnt off the map. Fortunately, we found the original tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he refuses to work on a blank canvas. So.
But that's insane. Like, it's so fucking... As you said, they were programming the game as they went. So it starts off with basic gameplay, and then at the end game, they throw in the health bars. And I think, like... Why didn't you just do that from the start? And it's so fucking frustrating because like it could have been an actually interesting game.
Why would you tattoo it on your triplet daughters instead of just writing it on a piece of paper that you can keep in a lockbox?
Because then the three sisters was to go like anywhere around the galaxy. And
hand each one of the sisters a piece of paper that they keep in a lockbox.
Yeah, I know. It's such fucking. No, listen.
That way you're not mutilating your triplet daughters and
scarring
for life.
How are you meant to get a lockbox on top of a fucking giant bird?
Yeah, chastity belt.
You're fucking not thinking this through. Chastity belt. What the fuck is he on about? Chastity belt in an 80s manga.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say...
That's just another thing to fuck.
Your question there was immediately answered by saying it's an 80s Japanese manga. Of course it's tattooed on women's backs so you can get you have to take their fucking clothes off to see it.
Mm. Yeah, I get the premise. I understand why.
Yeah.
I agree with why. I've lost my train of thought.
Because it's an 80s manga.
Anyway, shit game. And do you know what the gas thing is? If you actually look up that now, there's actually a new Cobra Space Adventure game coming out for the PS5, and it's a side scrolling shooter, and it looks alright, and it looks okay.
Yeah. No, I'll be honest with you. Having looked this up a little bit, you've given me a bit of reading to do over the next week.
Have a look and see. Yeah, it looks like it's a real.
Depending on how hardcore the pornography gets, I may actually read this.
Well, it also has the couple of specials as well, so I think you're fine. Neil, you're number 35.
My number 35, I mentioned it before, released to be a Halo killer. It only wound up killing its own studio. Haze on the
Yeah, boy. Have we had Haze already on this series?
No, but we will again.
Haze is such a diabolical mess of fuck shit.
The hype around this was so high.
The thing is, right, if our reviews somehow incentivize you to go play Haze, first off, we're not responsible for the consequences. Secondly, what I really want you to do, it'll only take a few minutes, is watch the original trailer that we would have seen on television for Haze, and then try and match that up with the game you're going to play.
Try and find the Pulse TV reviews of it. I think it was Guru Larry's and all of those classic fucking shit Freeview TV video game review channel stuff.
Yeah.
They're fucking garbage. Every single one of them.
Oh, but
So yeah,
no.
as I said, Hayes wound up actually being so bad, as the absolute pounding this game took, forced him into administration mere months after its release. So basically, it's a game about an army of drugged up frat boys trying to kill another group of non-drugged up frat boys.
Yeah, that's the game.
I would say they say the central mechanic is based around the big bad making everybody addicted to a drug called nectar, but nectar is actually treated more like a gimmick rather than a central core concept in the game. And also it's ultimately useless because when you switch sides, because you start off initially as one of the mercs.
Yeah, who's addicted to this nectar and who's having his perception modified by it.
Who's fucked up on this stuff. Then you switch sides and you're like, all the rebels are pretty much got the same abilities as the fucking souped up fuckers that you were playing with. What the hell?
In fact, they're actually somewhat stronger because they don't have a glowing weakness on their sides and back.
Exactly. It's so wrote by the numbers, it's fucking ridiculous. It's meant to be a deconstruction of the war of good versus evil trope. But it's exactly the trope that Hayes uses.
Hey, look, drugged up super soldiers are a bad thing, guys. You want your soldiers to have morality and be able to make choices.
Shock fucking horror.
Like the company you start working for, it's Mantel. It's called
Mantel.
Mantel, yeah. They're so just comically and laughably evil right off the bat that when you switch sides, I was honestly expecting the rebels to have like wings and halos. Halo is fucking ridiculous. They're so virtuous to portray as.
So stupid.
It's what's brilliant. One of the things as well, like one of the things you'll notice in the trailer, I actually wrote this down, right? The trailer is actually quite special in terms of sheer lies, as it shows the protagonist being born into a hellscape of a society, whereas in the game they're actually quite well off, and they dropped out of fucking college to go join Mantel. It's like, oh my god, this is fucking awful. This is so bad. But yeah, we won't go too hard on that because it is on somebody else's list.
Yeah. I think normally whoever has a higher on the list should be the one to put it in the ground.
Stick the boot in.
Yeah. That's a good rule to have.
I'll admit we're not getting to it for a while on my list.
Hazes.
It's quite high on yours.
Low, yeah. To me, the reason why it's not like further up on the shit list is because you can get through this game even if you're semi-competent in about 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's short.
Now that to me is a detriment for this kind of game.
Not for a game this bad.
Oh, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. It's funnily enough,
weirdly enough, their lack of content is to their advantage.
That's my point. The content, what they've got, is so bad.
It didn't get a chance to show its arse as much.
Exactly, that's my point.
Oh no, it showed its arse.
There's actually quite a number of games on this that aren't further up my shit list because they're brief. And I was like, okay, then normally it would mark a game up for this. But for a game this bad, I really wanted it to end.
Yeah.
Like, midway through Haze, I just wanted this to be
Blessed
over.
relief. There's a positive for it. It ended.
It's some sort of quality of mercy out of it, yeah.
I was like, all I wanted was this game to end, and that was the one thing it gave me.
The sweet release of death.
The sweet release of the end. And that is Haze at my 35. Adam, number 34.
34. Call of Duty World at War.
Here we go.
I was wondering when we get hit have we had a call on this?
I don't think so.
No, not yet.
I haven't. Alright then.
This is the one, I think it's Call of Duty 5 chronologically.
This is the one that came after Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 1 was Call of Duty 4.
Okay. Do you know what? I will confirm that.
I'm not sure. Yeah. It came after a Modern Warfare.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember because another one that was
back
after
to being a World War shooter.
Yeah.
But did it worse than all of the previous World War II shooters in the series before that. Like the one standout thing for this, and I'm not even going to talk a lot about this game because it was so fucking generic, forgettable.
Yeah.
One thing about this that I remember is you take on flamethrower wielding, I don't know, Vietnamese or Nazis or something. I don't know.
Just to cut you off there, it came after the first Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
that was number 5. Yeah, you're correct. Just confirming.
He was agreeing with you.
Did I fucking stutter, bitch?
No, he did not. I wasn't. I wasn't sure whether it came after it came before Modern Warfare 2. The one I was thinking of was Black Ops.
Yeah.
That's the one that stank as well.
Again, I don't know. I haven't played any after this game.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It is terrible.
It's so bad. They're all so bad.
And again, this is after Modern Warfare, where the multiplayer was the big thing in these games.
Yeah.
Going back to World War One guns for multiplayer. No, my Mosin isn't really good. No, this is shit. Why do I have to reload my gun after every shot? Oh, it didn't even kill him.
He's still standing, for fuck's sake.
He's standing there and he shot me twice. How did he shoot twice?
Cheap motherfucker.
Cheap motherfucker. He had a second musket.
Did he come in on an elephant back?
No, but I remember just the tedium of fucking crawling through these jungle huts and guys with flamethrowers, and you shoot them in the back and it's like, oh, he's just leaking now, he's not on fire. This is a shit video game. Like Metal Gear Solid did this way better.
And that was aping the Call of Duty style as well. It was literally saying, it was Kojima team is going, I think Call of Duty is going to ruin children. Do you know what? He was right.
Now, I think this is the one that had Nikolai in it first, or I could be wrong. Like, I don't know the Call of Duty characters.
Are there any characters?
Oh, there are recurring characters in it. So
one guy's got a
Nikolai.
Yeah, Price.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
all of them.
Fucking why?
This one actually had characters from World War II that show up in Modern Warfare games later on, as like the characters in this game are psychic reflections in Black Ops.
Oh, fuck off.
Of the guy, he's like, I see Nikov or Romansky or whatever his name is, and he was a prominent character in this game.
Did you actually do? They do treat you like fucking simpletons playing this game, don't they?
Did you just start ripping off Ass Creed?
To a point, I think.
Oh my god.
Just rip off fucking
But
everything.
Black Ops is you're sitting on a chair being interrogated through the game. They're beating the crap out of you and you're reliving the accounts.
Yeah.
And it turns out that everyone that you met, every recurring character was just someone in your head while you were committing terrorist acts. Because they were reminding you, or they were using programming data from like heroes of World War II or something. Some shit like that. I don't know the story.
I actually feel stupider listening to that sentence. It's not you, it's the game being just so fucking dumb.
I don't know the story. That's what I can piece together of it. But it is terrible. And again, Call of Duty. The first one is just like an Enemy of the Gates parody. Great. Love that movie. The first man in line gets a rifle. The second, ammunition. When the first is dead, the second takes the rifle and shoots. Now, why they couldn't give the first one ammunition and a rifle and send half as many men, I'll never understand.
That is the world's greatest mystery. Great mystery of man.
But no, it's like Call of Duty was great. You play through the Russian front. You're playing through basically Enemy at the Gates. You play through all this fucking campaign. It's wonderful, wonderful game. 2, more World War II shit. Didn't really appeal to me as much, but they're still pretty good. 3. Oh yeah, this is pretty fun. It has achievements in this. One achievement being get through a level on the hardest difficulty using only punches and grenades. Alright, let's do this, bitch. Start punching people. The punch of death is what it came to be known as, because it's a one-hit kill which is stronger than a fucking bullet from a Beretta M19. It's like... Oh my god, I'm a super soldier. I keep dying at this part of the bunker. Cock a grenade. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. No! Instantly explodes in the guy. You're not dead in this one-hit kill fucking thing because you're behind a clipping block. Whew. And now I just need to raise the flag. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Don't. Yes, achievement. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Remember, no Russian.
Yeah, no Russian. That was
good. That was a good level.
Wait, is that that's not the same game that has the big nuke ending? Is it? That's Modern Warfare 2, isn't it? The big fucking they dropped the nuke.
Oh no, that's one.
Is it one?
Yeah,
okay.
That's
one where you're playing as the first character to die.
Yeah. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, it's like okay, right. Yeah.
Then this came out.
Yeah.
And again, this one has a character die in it because it was well received in the game before that.
So they had to do it again. Yeah. Jesus Christ. It just goes to show you that game developers really are just knee-jerk fucking reactors, aren't they? They just go like, oh, this worked the first time, let's just do it again. It's like, no, Do something else.
And again, this is one of those issues. This is one of the games that I played so long ago, and the genre is so saturated, I can barely pick out points from it.
Yeah. like, I wouldn't say that the game is a victim of a saturation, because unfortunately there's enough fucking idiots out there that will play these games, but like...
I mean, there's enough idiots out there that bought HD remasters of
Oh,
Call of
fucking-
Duty Modern Warfare. There's our example!
Who's asking for that? What's wrong with these people? What is wrong with you?
They don't look any better.
No, honestly, if you're one of these cunts who actually has bought a HD remake of Modern Warfare, fucking show yourself in the comments and explain why. Show yourself.
We don't want these people commenting on our videos.
Don't
lower the tone.
I need to
I
understand
don't want
what's...
them bashing their 10-thumbed fucking hands onto their keyboards into our comments.
I need to understand what's wrong with them.
No, Jonathan, you are not a counsellor. Let these people's problems be their problems.
I mean, I don't think there's any saving them. I just, it's my own curiosity. Like, I'm exploring the human condition here through bad games. Like,
Well, anyway, that's your Call of Duty, and the world is now at war.
oh well. So loads of horror. Now, okay, so my number 34 is a very, very late addition, as in literally added to my list 5 minutes ago, because I realised I broke...
I realise this should be higher up in the list because it's a good game, but I forgot this existed.
I'll tell you why. It's because I realised I broke one of my rules. I had 2 games from the same series.
Oh.
So instead of Runaway, my number 34, and thankfully I did actually have the game I actually realised I forgot off this list, but I'm going to stitch it in now. And in an appropriate space, actually, because it's a nice, good balance of a game that, like, it's not that bad. I just was really let down by it and quite disappointed with it. And I think that's probably the overall feeling with it. Pokemon X and Y.
Okay, justify.
Right, so...
Justify your existence.
Justify my existence. Okay, so...
No, justify how it's beating BDSP.
Why is it beating BDSP? Well, first of all, I don't have BDS. I didn't play BDSP.
Okay, that's okay.
Fair
enough.
Why?
Fair enough.
You played BDSP, I didn't. Now, if I had played it, yeah, I would probably rank BDSP as a worse entry than X and Y. But I kind of like didn't really have. Actually, BDSP actually ties into my point here. So
Do you have any other Pokemons on your list?
This is my only Pokemon list, actually. Yeah. So actually, it worked out quite well because I when I was making up the list initially, I was kind of mulling over thinking, am I a bit too mean by putting X and Y on this list? And then when I realised, I have a gap open mid-30s. Actually, no, I'm not being mean at all. It actually was quite shit.
Was X and Y like legendarily bad in all of the series, or?
It was a break from tradition. It was the first 3DS 3D one.
Alright.
So what we've learned is based on Game Freak are kind of best way to describe it is that they can do 2D well to a point, but then when they kind of they started transitioning. When obviously the tech got a bit better on their side between like the 2DS, 3DS, they kind of had a bit of a panic attack because they didn't really know what to do because the game X and Y began as a 2D entry, and then they kind of scaled it to kind of like 2.5D if you want to call it that. And they kind of like, okay, they're pottering along and then realize, oh shit, the game is releasing in a month, we better fucking hurry this up, They had the same problem with Sword and Shield, but I didn't put Sword and Shield on because, like, I did clock a lot of hours in the game, so I can't really justify, like, putting on a list when I've clocked in a comfortable enough on it, and plus the DLC is actually...
You can't put it down if you've put enough hours into a game and gone, wow, I really wish I hadn't done that.
No, see, Sword and Shield and X and Y suffer from the same problem.
There's a couple of games on my list that I put an awful lot of time into, and I'm like, I really wish I could get all of that time back.
Yeah, I totally get that. The thing with that is, right, so X and Y, so this is after, like, where Pokemon have tried to do something different each generation. After, I'd say, Gen 3? Gen 3 was, like, you'd probably say, mechanically is the stalest of the generations. Generation 4 is when
What are you smoking?
No, as in mechanically, as in, like, there's been nothing...
Introduced contests and, like...
No, I mean, like,
story
game yeah, so, like, battle mechanics and stuff like that.
Double battles introduced.
Yeah,
which
okay.
became the core competency.
Okay, fair point. But Gen 4 had something else. Gen 5 had, like, did something else as well. But Gen 5 had out of all the games, had probably the strongest story. Would that be a fair assessment?
Black and White, yeah.
Yeah. Strongest one, enough that it warranted a sequel, which is the first time they've ever done that. So you had such a rich story. Actually, for a Pokemon game, and again, this is all very qualified because this is meant to be a kids game. Very strong characters for the game that should be.
It's not marketed at kids though.
No,
surely the Pokemon creators know by now the vast.
Oh yeah, in fairness, they've been able to kind of cater for both.
Well,
like,
they've been bringing in, they've been making it for children while giving a nod, saying, yeah, we know that adults who grew up with these games are still playing them.
Yeah, they've tried to cater for every side of it in a sense. So like in the same way, like there's a mechanic that like as a kid would like kind of like like what the fuck is a sandwich type of thing. Whereas like we're going, oh actually no,
What the
this
fuck is a sandwich?
what the fuck is a sandwich? But like at least
kids stopped eating sandwiches a long time ago.
Me or Adam could go, oh fantastic, a shiny fucking farming mechanic. That's what we wanted, So it's mechanically done different things. What X and Y has tried to do is they tried to go for a mix of everything and failed on all counts. Right. So they, after coming from such a strong, brilliantly written story in black and white, the sheer absence of one in X and Y is very striking.
I don't know about that.
It is though. Like a lot of stuff is left on the table.
No, there's not a lot of story in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of post game, but the story that is there, the background lore, the whole mega evolution being part of
I love
the past war.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. The problem was that
okay, so for the viewers, and I will take the defense of X and Y side.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Okay, so from
He's
this,
literally got a sword and a shield up now.
from this point in the timeline, it's actually considered a branching timeline.
Yes.
In Pokemon, where the mainline games up to that point, where Mega Evolution doesn't exist, was the old universe.
Yes.
This one was a new universe where a giant war happened in the past in the equivalent of France.
Yes.
Where the legendary Pokemon from X and Y, one being the embodiment of death and the other one being the embodiment of rebirth.
Always the French.
They were used to channel a load of energy into a concentrated, like, crystalline structure.
Yeah.
Which caused a phenomena that mutated several of the more powerful Pokemon called Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
So in this timeline, Mega Evolution exists.
Yeah, exactly.
And in the other one, it doesn't.
Okay.
But in this timeline, the story is that the team in this is a weak point. I will concede that. They are a bunch of fashionistas, being French. So their entire thing is that they want to make a more fabulous world or something like that.
Aesthetically pleasing world is what they say. And like I said, the logic works out. So you know how this...
What's the hero's fucking motivation in this story?
Fabulous!
Aesthetics.
Yeah.
He's French.
Bougie. They want to be bougie.
I'm to be honest with you, I'm fine with bougie, but it's aesthetics.
But then there was like the one king who was... now he is only purely post-game. An immortal king who lost his fairy friend.
Yeah.
No.
Which introduced the fairy type in Pokemon.
No.
Yeah, so the fairy type was like for anyone like the fairy type was like an initial bugbear. It was like kind of like a shriveled, I don't like change kind of thing. But that's been kind of proven to be okay because like you needed a balance because every dragon was overbalanced in competitive play. Like if you were playing competitive play down in black and white, everyone had a Hydreigon and you won. So there was always then before that it was Garchomp and you won. It was if you had Salamence you won, all that sort of stuff. So fairy was like a means to an end to nullify dragons overall and make it an even playing field, which it did. In fairness.
No, it didn't. Fairies overtook the meta. You could go in with a Clefairy.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it took them a year or two to balance. Like fairies were then overpowered then for the first game. So that was one issue in of itself. But as I said, like the story thing, the story aspect fell apart for me because like you had this like really interesting bit of plot, really interesting, but it was such a small part of the game.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what annoyed me because like from the start of Black and White, you're introduced to the villains, Team Plasma, almost immediately, and they're trying to basically liberate Pokemon, but like they're doing it in a very ironic enough American politics way. No, we're liberating Pokemon, definitely not for our own vested interests. But we're definitely it's good for them. It's good for them.
Look at our figurehead who actually believes in the message.
Yeah, look at him. He's got really tiny hands. You love him. So like he always had stuff like that in a sense. So there was a good, strong undercurrent of story the whole way out. In X and Y, you have 5 really annoying bastards who never leave you alone.
Yeah, your rivals suck.
Oh my fucking god. I wanted to strangle them. Like, I would happily go to fucking prison if it meant I didn't have to listen to these cunts again.
Okay.
It's like, but there's a genuine section where you go in, I think it's like you have a route, and again, they're not terrifically big routes. It's not like Sword and Shield where you have a bit of open world play to it now. You've still got A to B, from me here to the end of the room. And from point A, I've got this fat guy who wants to dance, and he will not shut the fuck up about his happy Pokemon. That's great, that's fine. And then, here's the other annoying one, who's smaller and shoutier, at the opposite side of the route. It's like, I literally walked 10 fucking steps. Could you not have both come this way, and we can have both conversations at the same fucking time? Because they are both as insipid as the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was the other big bugbear as well. Is that
now, you're complaining about something that has been in Pokemon since that.
Oh, yeah. But now, and that's also...
The mandatory cutscenes.
The mandatory cutscenes, yeah.
Which leads me to ask you, why is Sun and Moon not taking this slot?
Do you know, it's a fair point. I think Sun
He's
and
not
Moon...
played Sun and Moon.
No, I have played Sun and Moon. I have played Sun and Moon.
If he said that again, I'd be like, well, fucking hell. What do you want me to do?
Well, funny enough, actually, I would have said, if it wasn't X and Y I threw in here, I was probably going to say Ultra Sun and Moon. Because actually I think it took away some of the actual, like, the better part of the story. So yeah, I would have said Ultra Sun and Moon, to be fair. But yeah, the annoying character kind of template has been kind of there now since that point. It's like, why is that your major learning from this game? That you want, like, you know, the absence of, like, a less of annoying character would be fine.
Let me play the fucking game. Stop talking to me.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
shut up and let me enjoy things.
And I'd also say as well, like, the Mega Evolutions thing was like, okay, we have to do something to jazz up the gameplay. Right, we have to throw something into the mix. Again, maybe
you're about to critique one of the most beloved and missed
mechanics.
mechanics.
No. I'm not critiquing Mega Evolution itself. I love Mega Evolution. I think it's a cracking idea. The thing is, they needed to do it. Mega Evolution was better in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire than it was in X and Y. And that was the kind of thing where, like...
Yeah, because they introduced it there and then balanced it.
Yeah, they had to... That's what I'm saying. They were... It was such a shot in the dark, in a sense. Like, we have no idea if this is going to work. We're not going to fully commit to it in case people shout at us. So let's kind of, like, half-ass it, essentially. I think the only time you actually come up with Mega Evolution in combat is Champion, if I remember correctly. I know there was, like, there was the gym battle where you get, like, battle against Mega Lucario, and that's your baby's first Mega, and you go from there. But if I remember correctly, see, Diancie is the only other person that has a Mega that you play against. I don't remember Lysandra having one, or maybe I'm mistaken there. I don't think he did.
Not sure, but I'm fairly certain that you fight other Megas.
I thought so as well, but there's actually just a dearth of them in the game. Like, all of them are ones that you find yourself, and again, most of the stones are like post game, which is fine. Don't mind that at all. But it's just a case, like, it's the choices were so arbitrary as well. Like, Charizard getting 2 Mega Stones, Mewtwo getting 2 Mega Stones for reasons.
God knows why Charizard would be overly focused on.
That's what I'm saying. There was such a like an unnecessary unbalance. Like, why are you picking? Like, why do all these fire types have like Megas when, like, you know, the fucking poison type needs one? And then they for Mega Ruby they said, like, okay, Team Aqua need a Mega, so here's Sharpedo, and then Team Magma need one. Here's like Camerupt. So they're really like token ones. Didn't add anything to the game really, except for just giving them a boss battle. So I think Mega Evolution is like one of those ones where I think they could have done better at the time. They didn't have to, like, you know, save all the better stuff for the second game. Fair. I think that was the way I looked at it. Do
you feel that your opinion would be different if they had actually done what they'd done in past games, where they did the remake of that game? If they had released Pokemon Z?
Possibly. And I hate falling for that trip every single time. And, you know, honestly, I do. It's the fact that, like, I hate the fact that Pokemon Yellow is objectively better than Red and Blue, because you had to buy Pokemon Yellow then to play it and get, like, the revised experience. In the same way that, like, I'd say Pokemon Crystal is superior to Gold and Silver. Yeah.
Emerald definitely is to Ruby Sapphire, and then Platinum, no question.
No question at all, yeah. Platinum is brilliant compared to Diamond and Pearl. I'm relieved that they didn't go down that route, but I get the feeling they did because, like, it was just felt like a busted flush.
Is that what they do? They released, like, those two, and
they released the base ones and then the master copy.
Yeah. Now that's changed now since the Switch era, when you just basically put out DLCs. And in fairness, the DLCs have really bailed out some of their games.
From Black and White, they had a sequel rather than the master,
which was fantastic, actually. Like, that was actually
Black 2 and White 2, and then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were the exact same game, with a minor change to the ending and certain plot points in the middle.
Yeah, it was a minor change to the story, and it makes it substantially worse.
With like 5 additional Pokemon.
Yeah, it wasn't a good deal. No. So I'm relieved that now with the Shield or the Switch generation now, they can put out DLCs. And Sword and Shield,
and never lower the value of the game.
Sword and Shield is on a similar vein of
Nintendo. The games never go down to fucking value.
They don't need to, because they have no competition. Yeah.
Well, the Sword and Shield is kind of frustrated. Is portrayed on the same level of X and Y, because the content is over there. It's off camera. The story's happening around you. It's like, no, I'm the protagonist. Let me.
You're a football player.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, this huge big explosion is happening over here. Let's all run inside. Are you going to show me the fucking explosion? Oh no, you ran out of money. Fair enough. Okay, grand.
No, they're not going to show you the explosion.
You know, so that's the same. But the DLCs really bail out that game, because the main bugbear of that game was that the national dex was cut.
Now, X and Y had I would argue, some of the best cutscenes in the series.
It had some great cutscenes. I just wanted more of it. I wanted a concurrent. It felt for me when I was playing X and Y, it was compressed into like this like 30-minute section, and everything else was missing. It was like it just felt like it was all like it snowballed too quickly. It was like no, I want you had it with black and white. You had an even pacing of the story throughout.
Yeah, but this was their first 3D game.
Yeah,
That's where all the.
But the story beats are the same.
Yeah.
Like you don't need it to be 3D to have the same story beats. No, if you know what I mean, in terms of the actual the delivering of the plot. I don't mind the cutscenes are awesome.
No, I'm saying I don't think they had the technological advancement to add more in. I think it was very unoptimized.
I make the argument that like you don't need that if you.
But then
if you know
the remake of Alpha Ruby Omega Sapphire is basically the exact same gameplay,
it is, yeah.
and that is arguably the best remake they've ever done.
I'd say so, yeah. But because the extra content was different to what they had previously. It's like okay, it's a change of pace. It's not just a rehash of. It is a rehash of Ruby Sapphire, but it's also
a rehash of X and Y.
It's a rehash of X and Y, yeah. Because like they left stuff on the table for X and Y, so like fuck it, let's just throw this in then. You know, so they've had that since. But look, it is what it is. Perhaps I'm being a little bit unfair to X and Y there, but
oh no, you're entitled to your opinion. It's just stupid.
I felt a little bit disappointed in the game. That's about it.
Yeah,
a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed.
That's fair.
Enough to ramble about it for 15 minutes on a video.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Are you happy to get that off your chest? And will you be writing your apology letter to Game Freak now or later?
Oh, not a chance. No, they know what they did. They know what they did. Okay, and Neil, you're number 34.
Right, my 34 is a game. We're going back to the PS3. The PS3 really, it's done.
You've had a bad time with the PS3.
It's done.
A lot of my games are on it too.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, fair point.
But basically, I think he's gonna actually guess this game with this phrase. That's right. Even the knife requires ammo. It is Vampire Rain Altered Species.
No.
Holy shit, this game is terrible. The only reason this is lower on my list, isn't higher on my shit list, is because of the sheer amount of joy its total awfulness is given to the world.
Even the name sounds terrible.
It has spawned so many hilarious reviews, including the one where that fucking phrase came from. It's so awful. It's so brilliant. Basically, it's a stealth action game, right, for whom the words, unlike most stealth action games, seem to have been invented for. So, for example, unlike most stealth action games, there's precious little action, because you don't last pissing time in a fight if you're spotted, despite having been drafted to a unit specifically designed to fight vampires. This means, again, unlike most stealth action games, there's no effective means of evading the enemy when you're spotted. If you're seen, you're better off just hitting the reload button.
That's so stupid.
So for the most part, you actually have to sneak through the levels completely undetected. Which is actually quite easy, because the AI in this game is absolute bollocks.
No. Cardinal sin.
Yes, it's so bollocks. The AI is unable to spot you if there's anything, even remotely tangentially, in the path of between them and you, including glass.
I just want to read a couple of the top reviews for this.
Go for it.
This is the 4th highest review, so I'm skipping over a couple of the more wordy ones.
Yeah.
There are a lot better stealth games out there, so there's no reason to waste your time and money on this mess. 4th highest rated review for it.
Good lord.
Speaking of lack of combat, the first boss battle doesn't even kick in until level 9, and it sucks. In the end, the game suffers from the biggest sin you could think of. It's just not fun to play.
Oh my
god.
It's... The main character, by the way, we need to have a conversation about, because he is a fucking massive rip-off.
Oh, but this whole game, there's not a single original fucking idea. Like all of the positive reviews that you'll see on this are just like, it's so bad you'll love it. The plot's all over the place, the areas are grey and blocky, everything was awful but in a funny way. I just wish there was a second game, because I love this. 5 stars. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I love games being terrible. They really appeal to me specifically.
Oh man, it's so fucking bad. Like the first YouTube video it comes up when you type it in is Vampire Rain really that bad?
Here's the problem. Like, when you said Vampire Rain, I immediately searched up Rain, spelled R-E-I-G-N, because I thought that would actually make sense.
Nah, Blood Rain, man. No, that's Blood Rain you're thinking of. That's sexy.
No, like, I was like, the reign of the vampire. Okay. No, it's actually Rain.
Yeah, because the game takes place on
it's raining.
It's raining, yeah.
What do we call our game? Well, what have you got in it? I've programmed in vampires and rain.
Well, I know what to call it. Alter species.
It's very obvious, right? It's very... Like, when you play the game, it's obvious that we're going for basically Splinter Cell with vampires.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I would say fucking Metal Gear with vampires.
It's pure rip-off. How it plays. When you actually play it, I know from visuals, you could probably think that.
Yeah.
The font and how they've laid out the UI.
Yeah.
Very Metal Gear Solid. But when you play it, you're like, oh god,
it just runs like Splinter
I actually
Cell.
think they could sue. How have they?
How
have Chaos Theory not sued?
The bodysuit reminds me of Snake's first Metal Gear adventure, while the goggles are reminiscent of Sam Fisher's head.
Yeah, Sam Fisher. But the way the game plays is so like you're just ripping everything off.
Boring, laughable, poorly acted, and uninspired seems like the perfect attempt to describe Vampire Rain's story. I'm going to stop reading these because, like, I want to hear your opinion.
Let's go with Neil's brand of comedy here. Is anyone else?
Oh no, it's fucking awful. Like, every single bit about this game is just so fucking terrible. So, like, you can't pick up any weapons or equipment in the game.
Right.
So you're forced to using...
So you're forced to use them in real life to try and destroy the disc drive.
You're forced to use kind of like powers that they give you. And one of them's kind of like this force grip choke thing where you can choke people from a distance. And it's pathetically easy. It makes the game so fucking ridiculously easy because at higher levels, it'll dissolve the bodies.
In a stealth game.
Oh, it's fucking terrible, man. Yeah, you just like the fact that like you're in a unit designed to kill vampires. That's the whole reason for your unit is to hunt down and kill vampires, and you don't last pissing time in a scrap against one of them. Like, it's awful. I was like, why do this? This is so bad. It's fucking hilarious, you know. Yeah, it's just fucking terrible, man. Like,
That's hilarious.
Seriously, go. It's. There's actually going to be a few games on my list where I'm going to recommend.
I recommend we play them.
You go, we play them, or you go watch other YouTube reviews of them where people are just like, my god, this is like.
There's definitely
what am I doing here? What am I doing here?
There's definitely mileage of in this as an addendum to go like, okay, we all recommend our bad game for all of us to play out of this because. Geez, we have some fucking contenders. You definitely did check out Space Adventure Cobra. You love the tits and ass in that one.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm going to read the manga. And reviewers, if you feel like we've been unfair and the genre might appeal to another member of the Monday Madness crew, feel free to recommend.
Pick your poison, indeed. Yeah.
Feel free to recommend, and
we'll ignore.
And when we play the game and bore our tits through it, we'll blame you.
Yep, exactly. That's how it works.
Bore or bore? Because boring your tits through something sounds painful and tedious.
Yeah, but there's somebody out there who's into that.
It is the internet after all.
I got my nipple drills.
Yeah.
Adam, your 33s.
More than one. My 33 is, and you're going to see this, I think this might actually be the second last one of these kind of games.
Okay.
So this is a visual adventure game type thing where it's more cinematic and you pick how the story progresses rather than playing. This is Until Dawn.
Somewhat enjoyed.
I somewhat enjoyed it the first playthrough.
Yeah.
Well now, okay.
So no spoilers for this, but this is the horror game where if you play perfectly, everyone lives.
Yeah.
But the whole fun of it is that you try to follow the horror movie tropes.
Yes.
And try to figure out who the killer is.
Mm-hmm.
There are two stupid fake out tropes in it. The guy in the woods and the psychopath. All of that to be completely overshadowed by no monsters. They're Wendigos.
Oh, this is the one with the Wendigo, yes.
So stupid. Like you're playing at the start. It does the fake out death. Yeah. You actually see the body.
Yeah.
The character's dead. You see the body. She's dead. Let's establish she's dead.
She's dead, Jim.
She's dead. You've seen the body.
Yeah.
The whole thing is no body, no death.
Yeah,
You've seen the body. She's dead. No, she's not dead. She's a Wendigo.
Oh, well, that sorts that out of me, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does.
That kind of tells you that.
How do you know this? Oh, you noticed that she has the same butterfly tattoo on her arm as the Wendigo. What the fuck?
Wendigo's famous for getting tattooed, of course.
Yeah,
butterflies. They love butterflies.
They do. And she apparently ate out her friend or something. I don't care.
Well, butterflies do that, to be fair, yeah.
And that's what turned her into a Wendigo.
Yeah. Lesbianism, lads.
Oh, it's just such a stupid game. Just because the points where you can fail are few and far between. There's lots of choices you can make. You can find the totems and not realise that. So the whole point of it, if you want to get perfect playthrough, without looking up a guide, doing it the first time, is you find these totems, and they'll kind of give you future glimpses of the scenes and clues on what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
No one ever does them. No one ever finds it. It's just, what would be the best choice here? I'm going to choose to kill the guy here because, it's a movie and he'd rather sacrifice himself than the girl. Oh shit, that was the wrong choice.
I always thought that was a bit of the fun of it, but it is, like you're saying, you're meant to follow the tropes, and while I did kind of enjoy that aspect of it, I did find it extremely cliched.
Yeah, well, it's part of the game, though.
Yeah, but
you're playing through a hard. I don't know why I'm trying to defend it. It's on my worst games list.
So what? So what was the? Yeah. So what was? Is it because it was so cliche, kind of smitten, or was it something else that kind of really? What makes it 33rd on your list?
One thing for me is how much fun you can get from this kind of game.
Yeah.
And I think after the first 2 deaths, or first 2 potential deaths, and you've had your fun there, you've played the gimmick. You're just trying to figure out the story, and the mystery and story is not worth it.
Okay.
And especially the point where it's like, is she dead? If I'm going for saving everyone run, do I need to jump on this thing now and save her? No, she's dead. Fuck. That's the only death I got in my first playthrough. Now I know exactly how to save everyone.
Yeah.
Do I need to do this again? I'll do it just to get the achievement, but I'm not enjoying it. It's like, now let's do a death for everyone run. Yeah, that's just everything in reverse. Yeah, actually, when you play through the game once, it's binary.
Oh, okay.
You know where to go to save everyone or to kill specific individuals.
Oh.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. It's kind of that...
And when you've gone through the story once,
yeah,
you know the mystery.
I was going to say, it's a kind of heavy rain effect where, like, once you played it once, the whole game just kind of unravels because the veneer of surprise is gone. Like, once you realise you're playing as one of the killers, it kind of fucking defeats the purpose of the entire game.
Yeah, and once you've done it twice, it's not if you do a save everyone run and a kill everyone run, or save the people that you killed last time and kill the people that you saved that time, you've seen all the cutscenes.
That's it then, you ticked out your box and yeah.
Now, you might not get the achievement for it, nobody survived the night, or everyone lived, but you don't need that.
But as I said,
it's not worth sitting through a 3-hour movie with slight variances.
Yeah, fair. Right then. Okay, so my number 33 then. I'm going to see when the penny drops for you, lovely people. Think of a game that was this wonderful little Lovecraftian horror, quite basic gameplay, quite basic graphics, but did its best with it. Nice and atmospheric. Kind of was a springboard of the genre, shall we say. Defined a lot of the parameters that people would go on to eventually, like the likes of Resident Evil and stuff like that.
Alone in the Dark.
Alone in the Dark?
2.
Oh.
Alone in the Dark 2 is what makes my list, because I was going to say the stuff that we loved from Alone in the Dark, the first Alone in the Dark, the setting, the ambience, the atmosphere, all this sort of stuff, and how kind of in danger you were.
Wait a minute, out of all of the Alone in the Dark games, you went with 2?
I'm picking 2.
Not the PlayStation 2 remake titled Alone in the Dark.
Haven't played it.
Not Inferno.
Haven't played it.
Inferno is shit.
Inferno, if I had played the PS2 Alone in the Dark, I'd have it on this list. But I haven't played that.
You have to manually blink.
Yeah, so I haven't played that. And again, funny enough, I do
played that on the Wii. That was so awful.
I think that might do as a good hate play for the channel at some point, but I'm not at that stage yet.
Who do you hate so much to make them play that?
I don't know. Paulo Cthulhu would probably get some fun out of it. So I'm picking Alone in the Dark 2 here because for how much we really enjoyed the first game, in terms
The
of
first game's great.
First one's
set
fucking brilliant.
the standard.
It set the standards exactly, and what really kind of took me what I took away from the first Alone in the Dark game, again knowing I got to it very fucking late into my shall we say, like
into your gaming puberty, yes.
Yeah, exactly, and knowing and then having to, shall we say, kind of like, you know, see where other games have caught the inspiration from. This was the precursor. This is what like inspired a lot of the games you have now, like Resident Evil and so forth. Alone in the Dark 2 really just didn't understand why people liked the first game. The first game was lauded because of its atmosphere and its story and the fact that like you didn't necessarily like have all the fucking you weren't a walking arsenal. You weren't the biggest fighter. You weren't this, that, the other. But you were using the lore and the story to your advantage. So like if you're reading the stories and you're listening to what's going on, you realize, oh, there's a little mechanism here that triggers this and that gets rid of the fucking Medusa. All that sort of stuff. It was accepting the fact that the technology it had meant you couldn't kick everyone's asses. So you had to be smart and you had to be clever. In the same way that, like, if I'm using Metal Gear as a comparison, it could only do the engine could only manage 4 bullets at a time. So flip the script completely. That means you have to be a stealth. You have to avoid combat now. Same premise with Alone in the Dark is that, okay, this is all we can do at the moment. How can we craft a game out of this? Oh, I know. Let's build this really in-depth story that people can get invested into, and the puzzles are explained in text, in dialogue, and it's a reward for diving deeper into what's going on. Brilliant. What a fucking great idea that is. What a great idea for a game it is. Alone in the Dark 2 starts off with you exploding a set of gates to get into a door to rescue a kidnapped child.
Yeah, that's fine. I've seen many horror games start with military intervention where the horrors are more than the soldiers can deal with.
And take away all the Lovecraftian horrors you had in the first game and replace them with zombie pirates.
Oh yeah, I've seen many a game. No, that's stupid.
And
it's an 80s manga. Come on.
And at the end of the game, by the end of the game, and at the end of the game, it goes, oh, by the way, it's Christmas.
Oh, it's a Christmas game.
It's a Christmas game, so therefore you have to be dressed up as Santa Claus for the end.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
This is fucking shit. This is fucking shit. So yeah, literally, like it just starts off. It's just all combat. It's action. It's action can be. It's all fucking kick punch, shoot.
Oh, thank you.
And you're shooting mobsters. You're shooting pirates. You're shooting anyone that fucking moves. And I think the only connection to the first game is that it's like set in.
It has
Arkham.
Some of the same letters in the title.
I think it's set in Arkham. I think that's the whole point. But then it's also set on like a pirate cove. It just doesn't fucking make sense. You end up in a pirate ship for the end, and you have to take out the crew one by one and stuff like that. But again, you're not you knock them out with a couple of puzzles. Like a few, let's say there's a little fucking chef, and you play the accordion and he fucking dies of a heart attack because it's set in text. That sort of stuff.
Okay, but
again, the zombies, so it's not that bad, you know.
Let me ask you this: are you alone, and is it dark?
It's not the dark, no.
Oh, then it's fucking up game.
Like it's in the middle. It's in the.
That's blatant false advertising.
It's blatant false advertising. But it's like it's blatant false advertising because if you're playing the first game, you're thinking, oh, it's gonna be more of the same kind of creepy shit's going on. No, the first thing you do is just start kicking the shit out of people. There's no fucking tension anymore. You know, like when you start off the first game, you're walking up to the doors of the Darcedo Manor, and the doors close behind you. And then you're going up the stairs, and like there's like the painting is turning a little bit, or when you're at the when you're in the first room, when you're at the window, and then you suddenly see the monster smash the door, and you're suddenly being attacked by this thing, and you're turning, going, fuck, I know what to do, panicking. That's how you set your fucking stall. Like I remember we were playing the first game, and like Paul literally fucking shitting himself because he has no idea what to do next. And now he's like frantically pressing buttons, kicking the shit out of him.
Yeah, I think that's again part of the reason why Resident Evil 7 was so good.
Yeah.
Because it went away from the Resident Evil 5, 6. You're shooting zombies. You are a superhero.
Yes.
With guns.
Take away your.
Oh shit! Yeah. I am running from an impossible to defeat monster here.
Exactly.
I have found a blunderbuss. This is the best hope I have of surviving against one enemy.
Yeah. And
there's a puzzle here where I can kill the boss. Fuck, that was difficult to figure out.
Now, I haven't played the third Alone in the Dark, but I believe it's more in the same vein as 2.
Yeah.
In the fact that, like, now you're dealing with fucking ghost cowboys on a film set.
Okay, I'm sold.
And I think you basically wild shape into a coyote for a while because it's like this fucking Native American Vision Quest thing. And again, it's interesting gameplay, but it just totally misses the point of what made the first game good in the first place. I'm baffled because this is the same credit. Infogrames did a lot of Cthulhu games at the time. They did Shadow of the Comet, they did Prisoner of Ice. And again,
yeah, it's not something to brag about.
It's not something to brag about. Like, I still have a soft spot for Shadow of the Comet, but Prisoner of Ice definitely missed the point of its sequel.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely missed like what the first game was interesting, and the same way with like the second and third game just did hard fucking turns away from the source material to the extent where like, I don't think you actually know what you're doing. You have just
Summary of this list.
But like, you literally stumbled upon the right answer first time and you didn't even fucking realize it.
You invented a genre.
Yeah,
and
without
then
realizing it.
Stumbled away from it.
Yeah. It's like, holy fuck, like, how do you, like, again, it's that kind of thing where, like, sometimes if you're making I suppose if you're making a dish for the first time and you get it absolutely perfect the first time, you put it down to beginner's luck. The second time you try and do it, you completely over-egg it. It's kind of the same thing here where, like, okay, I definitely know I've bluffed it the first time around. I'm going to try really seriously, really hard this time to do it right. Oh no, I've actually just set it on fire by accident. Shit. Hate when that happens.
Fuck, Capcom made it better.
But that's gaming though, in a sense, isn't it? Like, someone like almost opens the door and then someone else walks in.
Yeah.
And that's what Alone in the Dark was. It was a door opener. So, Neil, you're 33.
Well, 33. It's probably the first time one of the games in the series has appeared on any of our lists. It's Ass Creed Unity.
It's appeared on our lists, but not this list.
I will confirm. Yeah, it's been in our top 100, but not in
Unity,
our
is
worst.
that the really buggy one in France?
That's the French one, yeah.
During the French Revolution.
I wouldn't know. I never got that far. Spoilers.
I definitely jumped off at Assassin's Creed. I'll talk about that later.
Now, funnily enough, this isn't on the list because of its hilariously buggy meme. A hilariously buggy state which was so bad it caused notoriously skinflint studio Ubisoft to give away like free DLC and free shit.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
It was a genuine like, we're sorry. We're
sorry.
Oh, we're sorry.
We're gonna steal the crew from you. We're sorry.
So I was able to avoid the technical shit show other people faced that launch. But what's left was actually, I was like, oh, alright then, so they've patched in all the people's skin.
Yeah.
They had the patch in skin.
Do you know what? That is a start, isn't it? Yeah.
We added skin to our characters.
Knew I was missing something. But unfortunately, the patch didn't, make the game not shite.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can play a game without skin.
They're all pretty bad, but this one's quite something. So now we'll say I will drop in a bit of a positive note in that graphically and artistically the setting of the French Revolution is beautiful. Is absolutely beautiful. It's a really nice looking game.
Yeah.
The thing is, the French Revolution, which is what it takes place in, is a backdrop. It's like a minor plot element.
It's context.
To what?
Yeah.
No, it's not even context.
Okay.
It's a minor background filler event to this love, hate, revenge story that goes on in the middle of the plot.
Right.
Which is inconceivable. It's fucking ridiculous. I was going, this is fucking stupid. But, because previous Assassin's Creed games, right, they're all terrible, but they need to try and work the historical setting that they were in somehow. They made it kind of part of the story.
Yeah, I think with 3, like, you were involved with, like,
to
Ben
flesh
Franklin
it out
and...
like that. They
yeah,
fleshed it out or something like that. It's like, Unity has almost nothing to do with the fucking French Revolution. It's so bad.
Because I thought with some of the Assassin's Creed they played that a bit too much. Like, oh, you're best mates with Leonardo da Vinci, or like, oh, you're Sean Ben Franklin had to use a kite and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's so bad.
And a Hamilton reference.
Yeah.
The underwhelming. It's just so underwhelming, man. Like, and by the way, that's just the story, right? So it's just pretty much non-existent, and whatever is there is so convoluted as to be almost meaningless. But the combat is a lot of bollocks as well. The parkour system is shit. Like, the combat's so fucking bad. Like, it's some of the worst levels of regression I've ever seen in the game. Only before this, the combat was formulaic, but it was at least entertaining. It was at least a wee bit fun.
Yeah.
But nah, they've just... Oh man, they screwed the pooch on this
See,
one.
Assassin's Creed are really at that
They
stage.
really missed the hay bale on this one.
I see what
Oh,
you did
very
there.
good. But I think this is what like the Assassin's Creed in terms of gameplay has not changed since the second game.
See, it's bad. It's
Realistically
similar. It's actually, I raised the same...
No, it has. Assassin's Creed 4 is entirely the ship simulator.
That's true, but that's
Black
because
Flag.
Black Flag, yeah. But
Yeah.
that's only because the only thing that people liked from Assassin's Creed 3 was the ship part. So they just made a game where that's just all ships.
Oh, there's a ship part in 3.
Yeah. Well, I would have welcomed it, to be honest. There wasn't.
So no, it's similar to what I said about like David Cage in that like because his games sell well, he doesn't feel the need to
Evolve.
alter,
Yeah.
to make up for his mistakes. He doesn't see they sell well, so he's like that must have been perfect. And I think it's the same with the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, because they're over marketed to the fuck.
They're
yeah.
over marketed, so they sell well.
Mm.
And then the designers, the developers, the writers, whatever, look at it and go, "Oh well, we don't really need to improve.
Yeah.
We just
No,
keep."
But it's the thing. I know. Like Assassin's Creed are the not say the victims of it, but they are a symptom of when you like bulk order games by committee. It's like, oh, Assassin's Creed is selling well. Let's do a game here, and then ship.
And then
Do it
let
again.
let
Do
them
it-
be cake and
Get it again.
maybe patching the skins.
But it's like this is Ubisoft thing where like they have so many studios under their fucking thumb to go, okay, give them this project, give them this, and they're all Assassin's Creed, and they're all being timed to come out year after
And
year.
You know what? Let's just take a moment to say fuck Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's just like what an awful fucking business model as well.
What an
Because
awful company.
because like all they're doing is just they're oversaturating their own games. Like, it's like they're pumping out like Far Cry 3 like caught fire and everyone loved it, so they automatically went, okay, let's have 3 more. It's like, no, slow the fuck down. Get less is more, lads. Like let the fucking game breathe.
I'd like a blood dragon.
But Blood Dragon was a fucking accident. Though.
Blood Dragon was brilliant. I have to admit.
Blood Dragon is an
I
accident.
played that game with a smile on my face from start to finish. It did not take itself even remotely
No,
seriously.
but that would
Oh,
never
but
that
that's
would not
made
happen
because they were having fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
Which is
was
what they need.
Yeah.
You need the developer to actually like the game that they're making.
But the developers even like making Assassin's Creed anymore or Far Cry.
Oh, fuck no.
Because they're just like it's just so tight to the assignment.
But I see, particularly with Far Cry 6, the latest one.
Yeah.
It's 6 is the latest one.
Yeah, that's the one with
the cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah.
No, the cult. This is the one with what's his name?
Yeah, sorry, Far Cry 5 is.
Far Cry 5 is the one with
Yeah.
the Proud Boys.
Yeah,
Number
yeah.
6 is the one with.
With the gay hairdresser.
I can't remember his name. Fucking, that's what annoying me. But yeah, your man from Breaking Bad. Yeah, Gus from Breaking
Oh,
Bad.
Giancarlo Esposito.
That's his name.
Yes.
Well, I fucking walked past him in Edinburgh last year, and I fucking can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But that happens to me all the time.
Oh,
do you
Jesus,
Do you
I hate
have a
when
fucking
that
name tag on him?
Yeah, well, he was at Comic Con, so yes, he did actually.
No.
Yeah.
The thing is, John's is just extremely racist.
They all look the same to him.
Every Breaking Bad character looks the same to me.
In Far Cry 5, I think.
So what's your
because I
opinion on
haven't
hip hop?
I have none.
I haven't played 6 because 5 was terrible.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But I think with regards to the writing, it's they're too busy trying to like ham in the decisions.
Yes.
So like the decision at the beginning of Far Cry 4, like they got this stupid thing where like when you first meet Pagan Min, and he says, "Oh, here, wait for 20 minutes," and then he goes out and the rebellion starts, and that's when the game kicks off.
Yeah.
Now instinctively, your first instinct is to immediately run out of the room and start the game. But the thing is, there's a mechanism where you can actually wait in that room for 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and he'll come back,
Yeah.
and then the game ends.
Yeah, he comes back, gives you exactly what you came for,
Yeah.
has dinner with you, and then sends you home.
And then sends you home. Yeah, that's the thing. Same thing with Far Cry 5,
Yeah.
where it starts off with kind of an arrest, and you can arrest them or not. I just think, but the game, it's like, why do this shit? Like, I think they're trying to be too smart. They're forcing it too much.
Because again, they know what worked with 3, and they're just repeating the cycle because
No,
they think it works.
They're trying to get that's to get the articles.
Yes.
It's to get eyes on it. It's like, oh, remember this secret?
And they're so desperate to get Vaz back into every fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, they're really desperate. Like, I think they struck a gold with... They think they struck gold with Vaz in Far Cry
No, they
3.
did strike gold. They did.
And
They did. Yeah.
They really liked it. And they're just like, oh no, we need to try this again. We need to do this again. We need to do this again. and just like we can't have another unhinged lunatic like him again.
Well, they have because they that's the whole crux of
But
Far Cry.
it's
now,
all
is that-
about it. It's all about that.
It's all about a cult of personality.
Yeah.
Try and take out the cult of personality and win.
Yeah, Pagan Min, the father, and then Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, and now it'll be the same now with Far Cry 7. I can't remember who's lined up. There is an actor lined up for it. I can't remember who it is.
Jesus Christ.
Could be Anthony
I've
Starr.
never even heard of 7.
I'll look it up because chances are by the time this comes out, there's probably an announcement about
Well, yeah,
it.
that's how forgettable and tedious Ass Creed Unity is, that we just basically just segued off into talking about Giancarlo Esposito and Far Cry.
Yeah, I like Giancarlo Esposito.
I know, I do like him as well. I enjoy talking about him. Not so much Ass Creed Unity.
Fuck Ass Creed Unity.
Yeah, no, it's a complete waste of fucking time. Adam, you're number 32.
My number 32. It was a series I liked as a kid.
Sorry, it was Cillian Murphy.
Oh.
Cillian Murphy is lined up for Far Cry 7, playing this kind of Alaskan governor called Montgomery Clark.
Oh, I was hoping he played this Mad Cork by.
No, unfortunately not. Sorry to cut you off there. It just came up as
That's fine. Jonathan, you're number 32, please.
No, go on. Take that from the top there. I'll cut that out.
That was Adam's number 32. Cillian Murphy.
How did he play?
I want him dead.
Have Pierce Brosnan killed.
But sir, that's not.
Sorry, you go on ahead there.
So it's a game series that I really enjoyed as a kid.
Yeah.
So it was great on PlayStation 1. A foray into PlayStation 2, and the early emos era did not treat this game well. This is Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness.
I was waiting for this, to be honest.
Such a garbage game.
It
Such a garbage game.
physically hurts me.
Yeah.
It's so
How
bad.
bad it was.
It's so bad.
No, I finished it. That's how bad it is.
I didn't even wank it off once.
Let's not get carried away here.
I give this no jizzes out of 5.
I'm gonna come, but I won't enjoy it.
It's really, really stupid premise too. It's like Lara Croft is accused of murder. So to prove her innocent, she's gonna murder all these cops that come after her.
She's innocent. She's gonna kill until she can prove it.
Like, see, I've got the evidence. I never killed that man. Oh well, I guess all the crimes that you committed trying to gather this evidence are,
I
it's
believe
a
you're not
wash.
a murderer woman wielding an M16.
So all those guards that came to arrest you in that French lady's house, who you insulted, you could choose either to insult her or not, and she would either call the cops or say, "Oh no, you must be innocent because you chose not to insult me. Go out the back door." Thank God she left me alone in the drawer that I can open and steal this wad of money. What the fuck do I need money for in a Tomb Raider game?
Yeah.
You're like an heiress to a billionaire or something like that.
Yeah,
The whole premise of the Tomb Raider is that she's so fabulously wealthy. She does all this shit.
She could literally buy her way out of the murder.
She could have shot him on television.
She
and
didn't
got away.
need to go through the... It turns out it was vampires.
Yeah.
She didn't need to go through the emo fucking phase
Yeah.
of this game. But it turns out it was vampires.
Yeah.
Really bad vampires. The way to kill one of the vampire boss is to climb the vines on the wall. Took me a while to figure that out. That the vines were climbable. Because the whole way through this game up to now, that type of vine wasn't climbable.
I hate when games do that, where suddenly, you can't do this until this point where you need it.
I love Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, they're just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the Angel of Darkness anymore.
Yeah, no, I rebought the first 3 when they remastered them on
Oh,
the Switch.
yeah.
They're brilliant. They're really
Do
good.
you have a particular, is there one particular thing that really kind of crystallizes your content for Angel of Darkness? Is it just the story? Is the gameplay? What's the...
Everything.
Everything.
The gameplay is janky. It's difficult to jump.
Yeah.
Shooting is tedious and annoying, and again, the story makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Immortal boss enemies. Again, this is not the first time in the series, but at least the puzzle bosses, you could see what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
It's so dark. Everything is emo. It's of the time. It's up-resed into PlayStation 2, which it should have been up to its benefit, but it just wasn't.
Yeah.
Just wasn't.
Yeah, it's one of those examples where like, oh, you really don't know what to do with this.
You've really fucked the pooch, and somehow it's impregnated you.
It's more of a case of like, like you guys are doing these games well on this. How do you keep fucking this up? Like it's like.
How did you fuck? You just
How did
go
you
out
fuck
and
this
kill
up?
a bunch of locals in a tribe that's undiscovered that anthropologists are going to be pulling their hair out for years because you've mounted the head of their god into your living room.
Go shoot a T-Rex.
You found the last known T-Rex. Go kill it.
Just lock the butler in the
Your-
freezer
the
and be
book
done
you
with
read
it.
when you were a kid said they're extinct, and my god, your knowledge is going to be right.
Do not prove the historians wrong.
What killed the dinosaur wasn't a meteor, it was this Uzi.
It was Lara Croft hiding in a cave, shooting pistols for 15 minutes.
And its ankles.
Can I just point out, by the way,
So true.
Because I recently replayed it a few months back and I was like, oh, this is garbage.
I just want to say as well, I'm going to put this up on screen as well, the actual cover for the game.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The fucking Bang of Deviant art off that fucking cover. Like, it is just so fucking generic. It's like...
No, if we're playing worst games in series, this is one we need to play.
Yeah,
it's
like,
so bad.
but like legit, like it's just like like everything about it is just like, okay, is that that's the movie font, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the font from the...
And the same
Jolie
pose that
movie.
Angelina Jolie has. Then you got this After Effect here that you can clearly get on Windows Movie Maker. That's just fucking clip art of like of Gates, and then the
Angel of
fucking
Darkness is all lowercase.
and the Papyrus fucking or the Buffy style fucking font at the bottom. That's like 5 faults in that fucking art alone. Like
But yeah, it turns out she was innocent.
the Angel of Darkness.
No, Lara.
Oh, well, that's all right. That solves that then. We don't have to play it.
Yeah, they unfroze her bank account and she could pay off all the families of the men she killed, I guess.
Oh, that's all right then.
I was almost said I killed, but I'm not taking culpability for her.
That ain't on me. That's on you, Val.
I had no choice in the men I had to gun down.
Yeah. For once, I actually quite liked them.
I, for one, was on their side. I'd have surrendered if I could.
Yeah.
Where's the surrender button?
Shockingly enough, it wasn't a predetermined button. You can just select. That would be a good game, though, wouldn't it? If you just had like if surrender
Just choose to surrender.
No,
at
but
any time.
do you know? Say if you're on the run from something, let's say, and it is like a roadblock or whatever.
Press button to peacefully reconcile conflict.
No, but
press button to take coward's way
no,
out.
I was just thinking, like, say, like if you're constantly on the run and you realize, oh fuck's sake, you know, and you just have a surrender button, you go through this kind of animation of surrender, and you have a chance of a fake out or a chance of like, actually, no, I'll give in,
Fuck's
and
sake. Okay.
maybe a contrived
I
thing
have
to
a
get
chance of convincing this prick that I'm on the level and
Yes,
letting it go.
yeah.
This guy here, he's been chasing me since Arkansas. Either he's found my lost wallet and has been really a good
Yeah,
Samaritan,
yeah.
or he wants me dead. Let's surrender. I want to see if I can get my wallet.
Yeah, it's something to think about. Game
You know something?
designers.
Damn soul. Let's play this game.
Game
instead of
designers,
Darkness.
do something interesting.
Give me that.
Give me that.
Just give me that.
Give
Do
me
something
that.
interesting.
We're gonna do like a series with like here's 100 pitches from Monday Madness, and all of them are equally as terrible.
Give me that.
I want that, and then this, and then over there.
And now, you know all these ramblings I do when I'm saying a better game would be this. Just make that better game. Like, take your idea and kill it. It's terrible. And you know the first thought that comes to my mind in my filtered stream of consciousness that would have been a better game. Just do that instead.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's not hard. Just do that, you idiots. Sorry, okay, but the Angel of Darkness.
Thank you. My number 32 then is one of the first games I got on the PlayStation 2. So, as is often the case, you know, you always get these consoles for Christmas, and you'll get it from parents who don't quite know this whole video game routine. And I'll phrase it by quoting Meatloaf and saying 2 out of 3 ain't bad. The 3 games I got at Christmas for my PlayStation 2 were Gran Turismo 3, ding, absolutely fine. Simpsons Hit and Run, double ding.
Yeah.
And to counteract, so like if we have like one positive and one really big positive, we have to have a negative to balance it out. And the negative I got was Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines.
Oh, so garbage.
Wow, a tie-in.
It's always a fucking tie-in game. It's always a tie-in game. They're always the fucking problem. They're on a budget, they rush it, the gameplay is terrible because
They
they
don't
fresh
give
it
a
out.
shit because they're
They
selling to the license.
I was about to say, they don't fucking care. And it's such a cheap one. It's one of the various nails in Atari's coffin, because I think it was one of their games. I could be wrong with that now, but I thought
It was an Atari game, yeah.
Was it Atari? Yeah. Atari at this time, like, geez, PS2 era Atari was just a fucking cavalcade of disasters. I think one of their ones is in my top 5, which we'll get to very, very late, very, very later.
I love you, Atari.
And I'm just thinking to myself, like, geez, like, these lads just cannot catch a fucking break. Because they just either get these tie-ins or their own independent projects are so shit that they just can't get any fucking headway, and they're just left behind as a game studio and as a game publisher, let's be said. I can't really talk about Terminator 3 because, first of all, like, the movie is shit. It never happened, for a start.
Sorry, there's nothing left.
Like, we actually did Game Zero, Terminator 3, it was that bad. But the game itself is just equally as fucking, like, it's
sorry, in Terminator 2 they stopped Judgment Day. It's no sequels.
I know, so the game itself is like a hypothetical, what happens if there was a third Terminator movie and it was terrible and no one liked it.
Oh, that's stupid. No one should do that.
Yeah, I know, it's awful. But let's work on the pretense that there was a third Terminator movie.
No, I'd rather not live in that world.
And they made a tie-in game about it. You know, that's kind of what we're dealing with here.
I'd rather not live in that world.
So, from what I can recall from how very little I played of this game, it's basically a mixture of kind of like side-scrolling fighting game. So like, you know, like you do the kind of like the Street Fighter style, or it's not Street Fighter, it's more like
Streets of Rage.
No, it was akin to say Soul Calibur. You know how like you just have like, it's just easy to, here's your two people fighting and just whittle down the health bars. I know it is Street Fighter, but the actual gameplay was not arcadey. It was like grapple, turn, yeet, that sort of stuff. You know, that sort of energy.
Okay.
Virtua Fighter I was thinking of, not fucking Soul Calibur. Then the shooting ones were just basically just like, here's an area, clear it out. It's first person shooter style. The controls are so fucking awkward. Like they were one of the first games that I can remember playing that had they did the left analog stick movement and the right analog stick with camera movement. But I remember it, and I could really be fucking wrong here, and I hope I am wrong, just being fucking an idiot at the time, but I thought the camera movement was the directional buttons. Okay. I really, really hope I'm just misremembering that, or I think the analogs may have been switched so the right analog stick was movement and the left was camera. Look, if I'm wrong with that, please correct me in the comments, because I feel like that's
one
incorrect.
of those early games where they hadn't
fleshed out that bit.
They hadn't figured out the control scheme.
I'll be honest with you, like, even when I'm saying it, I sound like a fucking cretin even saying it. So I must be wrong.
Game was the first one to come up with the back button shooting.
Yeah.
And a game reviewer just couldn't comprehend it. And so he gave it such a negative score because, it's so anti-intuitive, no one would ever use that. And now it's the standard for all games.
Here's the thing, you see, right?
It's so anti-intuitive using a trigger button
to pull a trigger.
Well, but see, the PS2 control, I can see why, because those like back buttons are too, you can't snap them back, but at the PS3s, when they have the shoulders on them, yeah, that's definitely the case. But the PS2,
I think he was just used to X being the action button and action and then being shoot.
Because I think it was the GTA games had L1 or was it circle shooting? I can't remember.
I think it was circle or square. Or
probably, yeah. I don't remember it being L1 R1.
I know in the original Metal Gear, which always trips us up when we're playing the series.
Bang, bang, bang. Yeah.
We're playing 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's that big jump in between. But no, I think the Rise of the Machines was just awful because they play out the events of the game or the movie through the game, and then they splice in movie clips to kind of basically pacify you and go like, hey, look at you got yourself a award, don't you got as a reward this scene from the movie, let's all watch the movie, guys, and let us move on to the worst part of the game, and just basically just that repeated over and over again. I just found it so impenetrable. I think I did 3 or 4 levels in it, and I just...
Ironically, the PlayStation 2 was also a DVD player. If you just put in the DVD of Terminator 2,
you'd be
watching a better movie.
Just watch the fucking movie instead. Like, literally just watch Terminator 2. That's my best suggestion about Terminator 3 is to watch a better
Terminator
movie.
2.
Watch Terminator 2. It's a better movie.
Pick up Terminator 3's case, think better of it, and set it down. That's how you play this game.
Yes, exactly. Right, Neil, you're number 32.
My number 32. Oh, I accidentally closed down. My number 32, we go to the PC, baby. It's Two Worlds. An RPG. Imagine.
It's just called Two Worlds.
It's just called Two Worlds.
I've heard of this one.
It's called Two Worlds.
Yeah.
And it's got a sequel.
Two Worlds 2.
I have not made that up.
It upsets me because it really should be 4 worlds, shouldn't it? Like,
imagine, if you will, a third-person Oblivion clone filled to the brim with game-breaking bugs, which wasn't really much of an issue in the PC version because they got fixed. But a hero who runs around like he's just shit himself, spouting the worst one-liners ever, and talking to peasants who mispronounce virtually every word, along with the goofiest animations.
Egregious.
Yeah, Two Worlds. It's one of the shittest kind of it was definitely kind of an Oblivion Morrowind kind of bandwagon jumper, and it fucked the landing. Like it broke both of his ankles on the landing, and its tibia is now currently pointing out of its fucking thigh.
Yeah,
like it's awful. It's absolutely
not
terrible.
again.
But the game is notable for being able to be speed run in about 3 minutes.
Yes, I knew I'd heard this before.
Yeah,
classic Oblivion clone.
So the thing about it is that the main boss is a character. So the whole thing is basically kill the main guy, kill the big bad, right? And he shows up right at the very fucking beginning of the game. Now, you don't stand a chance he'll one-shot you. He turns into a demon and you're fucked. He'll one-shot you no matter what your stats are, actually. Even actually towards the end of the game, he's pretty fucking difficult to beat.
Yeah.
However, all the NPCs are invincible. You can't kill anybody. They cannot be killed.
Okay.
So what you can do at the very beginning of the game is aggro him and get him to harm some of the civilians, who will then mob him and beat him to death.
Well, that is mob justice. Like it is a perfect example of this kind of fantasy genre. If the peasantry would just rise up and take care of their own problems, we wouldn't have all these adventurers breaking into your houses, smashing your pots and stealing your rupees.
So essentially a social commentary.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. The game isn't higher up on my list because it's such a stark reminder of the perils of capitalism. But the thing is, the game is rigged that whenever the final boss dies, it immediately plays the ending cutscene.
Yeah. So yeah, you just teleport from the village to like Mount Doom, Mordor.
Yeah, you can speedrun it in about 3 fucking minutes.
Brilliant.
And trust me, that is the best way to play this project. Get him to fucking aggro one of the fucking civilians, watch as he gets mobbed, watch the ending cutscene, and then fucking burn the disc.
Yeah.
Or the hard drive it's saved on. And the computer you played with.
Yeah. Now we at Monday Madness do appreciate games preservation.
Not this game. This game is wank.
Yeah, well, it deserves to be looked at for future. As Neil says, everyone has the right to get him to aggro the villagers. Watch the ending cutscene and then stop.
Yeah.
No, but it's such a tired, trite. Like everything that Oblivion did, everything. If you're into Morrowind and Oblivion, Skyrim, I'm not really.
No, well, what does Skyrim have to do with those two good games?
That's true, yes. Imagine basically Skyrim with shitter graphics, but the ability to actually just skip everything in the first 3 minutes.
I was about to say, like, imagine Skyrim, but you had a chance to like shin kick the dragon to death at the start of the game.
No, you don't have that chance.
You don't have that ability. The ability to get like a load of villagers to shin kick the dragon.
Not even the guardsmen who would come out and attack.
Yeah. The whole town of White one just goes on
the
a little
sickly
rampage.
farmer's mother.
Yeah.
Can come out and fucking
slingshot.
People's elbow him repeatedly.
That does sound like a great mod, actually. Yeah.
Just clipping that scene from The Warriors where Cyrus is constant.
So that basically it was an unplayable mess of a game. Even if you somehow decided I want more than 180 seconds of content from this,
then you're just being greedy.
In all fairness, you're being reckless with your own. You're just
being silly. You're being
reckless with your own health.
Yeah.
It's just.
You'll never make the leaderboards like that.
It was horrendously poorly optimized. It's so bad. Like it's. To be honest with you, it's weird. By today's standards, it's actually downright unplayable.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah. Like even Oblivion, like you're kind of giving the graphics an easy pass because it's like there's a lot in the game.
Well,
it's
even
there's
Morrowind,
so much going on.
Even Morrowind, I know lots of guys like Ryan McLeod from fucking Pennsylvania. Like he reckons he put about like 11,000 hours into Morrowind.
Yeah.
Like by the end of it, like his character was basically a physical god.
But that's the thing. See, graphics.
Yeah, that's the game.
But graphics aren't the be all and end all. Is the
Yeah.
thing. A lot of people do like I think nowadays in the modern age, if you have a game with a budget and a publisher, and if it doesn't look good, it's usually a bad sign. Unless you were like I say on the indie side and you're going, well, we're making sacrifices here to a certain degree, and
Here's the thing: is like art style is far more important than graphics.
that now you have it. You've hit a nail on the fucking head, because especially if you're doing something minimalist or something of a particular time, like if you're doing like say like a demake of some description.
Here's the thing: Elden Ring's graphics are not good.
Yeah.
That game is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, but that's say you can do a certain degree of polish, or you can do it so that like you want the game to look like this for a certain degree. Or again, you have so
Yeah, we're
much
great.
packed in. Like yeah, you have
Like
to,
old
of course.
games designed to play on the CRT TVs because pixel bleed was built into them. They were meant to have that to soften the effects.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, we're nearly at the end, folks. 31.
The end. Not even
Of this,
halfway through.
of this video, I'm telling our YouTube viewers that we're nearly at the end of this part. Our journey, my friends, has just begun. This is like the end of the first part of the trilogy. Like,
I forget that you keep talking to this nebulous audience.
well, someone has to, like
Hey, take care of yourself. Drink some water.
do actually. It's very important to stay hydrated during YouTube videos. You have no idea how many people die of just thirst from listening to us talk.
And you are a thirsty bitch, aren't you?
Oh, you little rapscallion, they'll rub you in custard. Now, Adam,
What?
number 31.
I just put this on here because I don't like it. Minecraft story mode.
Oh, okay. I love that you caveated because you mentioned Minecraft earlier on. So,
Yeah, Minecraft isn't the worst. It has a playable game in there somewhere.
now, sorry, is that the one that Telltale did?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I will specify I've only played the first season of this.
Right. Okay.
Played, in inverted commas.
Yeah.
Stupid story, based around the power of friendship and characters getting bitten by zombies and not turning into zombies. And choose the redstone maker or choose the adventurer. Oh, they died. And that choice only gave your friend different armor? What the fuck?
This just sounds so fucking.
Oh look,
pointless.
he has he's built a lava place in the middle of the village. How aesthetically unpleasing. But he's one of the master builders. Haha, it's funny. He's a hero. Oh look, your best friend who died heroically and was a pig dropped a pork chop which you put in a picture frame. That's in the base game.
I'm loving the line delivery here. I really am. I've not played this.
It's that energy that you're bringing to it. I think is really selling.
Are you playing as the male or the female character? It doesn't matter. They have the same lines. The same weird sexual tension with everyone. I hate it.
Yeah, it's just. I just don't. I don't get.
It's another one of those games where your choices really don't fucking matter.
But again, this is one of Telltale's games. Like it's not made by them. It was published by them, and so it has the same kind of format and same kind of like, so we say subgenre choices. And I just look, even when it was initially announced, thinking like, who the fuck asked for this?
And I know I'm
Like-
being mean in a game for kids, but someone has to hold them accountable.
But was even kids asking for this? Were they asking for a fucking
Okay,
a
kids aren't
Walking
asking
Dead
for this.
style?
Netflix was asking for it.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. But like, was anyone asking for a Walking Dead style game of Minecraft?
No.
Like, no one
No,
was
but
asking
my
for this.
nephews love playing it on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
It's like, click, oh, we're not allowed to play any more video games. Can we watch Netflix? Yeah, sure, watch Netflix.
yeah.
She doesn't notice it's a video game. Guys, you were told not to play any video games. We're watching Netflix. I'm young enough to know what the fuck you're doing.
I'm not your mom.
I'm not your mom, but I will tell her if you don't cut this shit out.
That's to say, it just seems like it's one of those ones I think like immediately look at it and go like I don't see how that's going to work. Like it's like oil and water for me, like, you know.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of cute at the start, and
Yeah.
that like the fireworks contest where you can actually fuck up and fail.
Yeah.
Oh great, at that Telltale game where your choices actually have consequences. But then after that, it's like, oh, if you don't do this right, a character will die. No, you don't want to do that first. No, you better not touch that until we have this set up. For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Why give me the options?
Exactly. Yeah. Like I just feel like it's such a redundant fucking piece. Like, yeah.
Your
No, I get you.
punishment is an unskippable 30-second cutscene of them going, "Oh, I don't think we should do that. We should probably find this thing first. Let me hold your hand and walk you through this. Oh, you clicked on that thing? I don't see it over here, but there might be something else here. Don't just get rid of this option just yet. But check over there first, where we've made a cutscene where the pig has found it. But you still have to click on the pig."
I feel like the pig is the main character here. I think he's the real hero of the whole thing.
That kind of was for the first season.
Yeah.
And then he died. And then we put him in an item frame. Because that's in the base game.
And then they have a movie coming out.
Do they?
Yes.
I don't
Jack
care.
Black is Steve.
Jack Black is everything.
Yeah, I know, that's the fucking
He's
problem.
not a voice actor.
He's
Stop.
fucking everywhere.
He's not a voice actor.
It's-
Start
it's-
hiring actual voice actors and kill Aquafina.
It's about to mention that it's a live action.
What?
Yeah.
But they already have a live action Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah, the movie is live action.
Neil, why are we doing this?
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I want to live in Minecraft.
Well, no one can hurt. No one back can hurt you in Minecraft.
I want to Minecraft myself.
So, okay, my number 31 is a game that's already come up on this list, and I think we were fairly exhaustive with it, so I'm not going to mention too much about it. I think it was actually yourself, Neil, that mentioned it already. The Walking Dead Survival Instinct.
Hey!
Yeah.
I did actually mention this, yes.
Fucking terrible.
You don't like Daryl?
No, it's. I have nothing against Norman Reedus, although he has featured an uncomfortable amount in this series so far.
You don't like the sweat mechanic where you run around and get sweaty, but if you stand still for a bit it disappears and you no longer smell like sweat?
Nothing what you said there sounded nice. It was just a really fucking...
You don't like climbing on top of a car and being invincible and being able to pick off all the zombies?
You see, so it was part of that where I was thinking, like... I remember, like, I played this with my cousin for a couple of hours, because again, she's a big Walking Dead fan, so I was thinking, oh yeah, she might enjoy this game, because we did the Telltale's Walking Dead as well, and she fucking loved that, and I'm thinking, okay, we're on this roll now, let's see what Survival Instinct is like, because she had actually had the game and I didn't. And we played it, and we went, yeah, this is shit. Like, we got 3 or 4 levels in, and it was the same 3-4 levels.
Oh yeah, because it's procedurally
generated. Just the only difference were there were more enemies at more inconvenient places.
But you can get fuel here, so you better go get that fuel.
Yeah, like it was
you're
like
gonna need that to continue on your journey.
Like there was no fucking it's not that there was any stakes to it, but it's just there was no difficulty curve. It just started off there and just stayed there. Like there was it was just the same level over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So like it was so fucking repetitive, and like don't get me wrong, like it's like. There's nothing wrong with like having a high entry bar in a game. Like I don't think there's any central issue with that. But if that's your entry level, the whole idea is maybe like change up the gameplay every now and then.
But
not just have the
this was
same
a cash
stuff.
grab tie-in game, Jonathan.
Yeah,
You're
I know.
asking for effort.
I really am, and that's sometimes with games that's the base
That's an awful
requirement.
thing. You know, video game consumers have gotten so selfish and entitled, wanting something different in their game in different levels.
Well, you literally were talking 10 minutes ago saying, you know all those pictures I've said, make that instead.
Oh, you selfish entitled asshole! How dare you want a video game that's playable?
Yeah.
Those developers needed to get paid. So they've shelled out the quickest game they could that was technically playable. And you have the audacity. You've never made a video game in your life. How dare you try to critique them?
What have you been doing the entire night?
Playing Devil's Advocate.
Is that what you call that? Devil's Advocate?
It's a great game.
What console is that on?
That's the Simpsons joke. Mark, may I play Devil's Advocate for a moment? Of course, Summer. And it just cuts to him playing a video game in an arcade called Devil's Advocate.
Oh no, in fairness. Yeah, look, so I was instinct, as Adam said, was just a fucking cheap as chips cash grab. Latching on to the fact that Walking Dead was the biggest thing that every boring cunt in the world was talking about.
You entitled piece of shit. You paid them actual money and you expect a game to be playable.
Okay, just to be clear, it wasn't my game. I just happened to
then no, you're not entitled.
Yeah, exactly. So like, no, look, in fairness, it was just, as I said, like, I'm coming in with low expectations and coming out with the same expectations. Like, it didn't even move the needle. It was, yep, that was as bad as I was expecting.
I like Norman Reedus.
I do too.
I'd like him to star in a video game someday.
I think he just suffered. He suffered a lot of video games. I know because
if he was in any video game, I might be entitled to play it. I might be inclined to play it.
Yes, you probably would be, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it would have to be a video game.
It would have to be a video game. Yeah, maybe when the Boondock Saints RPG is coming out, that's gonna be that might be.
Maybe when the promotional trailer PT gets its full release.
Oh, Silent Hills, yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Let's wait and see what Kojima does with that.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, I'm sure you've got something up his sleeve. Right, Neil, see us home. You're number 31.
My number 31 is a stealth action game so bad that I actually mixed it up with the entirely terrible stealth action game I had previously on my list.
Oh, excitement.
Oh no, seriously, these two are so generically interchangeable that it's actually, we won't need to go back and re-edit anything because they're both fucking terrible. And they're both actually terrible in pretty similar fucking ways, which is probably the reason why they're both on the list. We're still on the PC, and this is Dark.
Ah.
A stealth game where you play as the world's lamest vampire. So he's only like half vampire. Sorry, you play Eric Bane.
Eric, what a generic name for a
vampire.
generic
name, right? So you get bit by a vampire, but he doesn't go all the way. So you're only half.
I hate it when they don't go all the way.
They never go all the way. They never satisfy you. And so you have to actually drink the blood of the vampire who sired you, and then you have to like kill a load of people and just do a load of missions out of this strip club called the Sanctuary.
It's always the fucking Sanctuary.
It's just so terrible. The movement is so janky you can't even jump in the game. There is some shadow leap kind of power. Now the power I mentioned in Vampire Rain earlier on, where you actually get the kind of force grip hold that dissolves bodies, that's actually in this. It's not in Vampire Rain. Although in Vampire Rain, your guns are loaded with silver bullets, which you use on vampires.
And do they disintegrate their bodies?
Yeah, but like silver bullets, like you use them on fucking werewolves. Like, come on, the fuck. But yeah, Dark is so bad. The stealth mechanics in it are fucking terrible. Again, enemies can't see you through glass. You can't pick up any kind of weapons, but you also can't actually throw any punches either. So how you knock enemies out is you kind of have to actually wait until they get close enough for the button prompt to come up for you to take a swing at them. So you can't actually do that. But
is this the Resident Evil 4 Ashley used the haymaker move?
Sorry, yeah, pretty much it's kind of like that, but it's even worse because like the enemy AI is like jaw-dropping, even for its time, it's jaw-droppingly stupid, so they'll just beeline into you. So often the easiest ways of clearing out the enemies in Dark...
It's to stand still.
No, it's actually alert all the guards, get yourself into a corner, and watch them beeline towards you, and then just bish, bish. And just knock them out as they come in, you know.
The way you even said it, I just imagine Austin Powers with one of his terrible fight scenes where he's like
judo chop.
It really is that. It's got literally some of the shittest dialogue you've ever fucking heard in your life. Hang on.
Here, can I just say, the worst thing about Neil's list is every now and then he'll just spark a core memory.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've heard of that. Why have I heard of that? I don't want to have heard of that.
Again, it's that kind of era games where we kind of like drag to forget.
It's so fucking bad.
Where they're throwing shit at a wall, trying to be a better game, and just not being there. Like,
and there were so many games.
There were so many. Like,
they just shouldn't have been made.
Yeah, like Two Worlds trying to be fucking Oblivion, and like Dark trying to be fucking every other vampire game ever made. Like,
and failing,
exactly. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Unity trying to be Assassin's Creed.
Competent game.
Yeah, so you've got brilliant fucking lines like. Wretched dialogue such as this, like, the throbbing in my head was pounding in my temples.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay, that's okay.
It basically just imagine Dishonored stripped of all the frills, an off-brand version of Dishonored, complete with seeing through walls, superpowers, and teleport-assisted environments. It's awful. It's so bad. It's terrible. The dialogue is cringe. It's just fucking terrible. Like, it's just an awful fucking game.
This was in the kind of the couple of years in like gaming history where every main character, to make them look cool and edgy, had to have a HUD.
Yeah.
Because Assassin's Creed had LTR and Ezio, so they were the hooded figures in there. Dark was there.
Well, Dark was 2013. Where does that put it in the Ask read?
I'll have to have a
Assassin's Creed 2006.
Yeah, so it's well beyond that point. But I'm thinking like Prototype and Infamous came out at the same time. So like Prototype's character was hooded as well. There's a lot of main characters that just had the hood up just to be cool.
Yeah.
You know, I'd even count some of like there's kind of hooded characters in there as well. So in some of the shooters as well. So everyone had to have that level of fucking like mystique to them. So yeah, Assassin's Creed was 2007.
2007, sorry.
Yeah, you're right. You weren't too far off, to be fair.
I was ballpark.
Yeah, but like
And the crowning turd in Dark's water pipe is you kill the final boss by simply walking around him.
I mean, that's in a lot of games you can do that.
No, it's just walking is the core mechanic in beating the final boss.
No, there's a lot of good video games where if you spec right, you can avoid the boss fight. So Cyberpunk,
But this has no spec.
In Deus
This is not a game
Ex,
where you spec.
Neil, I'm raising an argument and I want you to beat it.
I have beaten it. This isn't a game where you spec your character.
But how much swim speed do you have?
hang on, the fucker can't even jump, and you expect him to swim?
If he's following the vampire lore, he
even-
shouldn't be able to
he
cross
can't-
running water.
He can't even punch at will, and you want him to swim?
That's not in Blade. Crosses and run the water don't do dick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you just quote Revengeance at me? Punch at will.
Yeah. Well.
Punch at will. Walk at will.
Yeah. Yes.
Those are the two core mechanics. You're a vampire. Why can't I bite things?
Yeah.
Oh,
like you do the thing you're kind of designed to do, but whatever.
But yeah. But you do get the bite shit in Dark to replenish your vitae. But it's
don't call it Vitae. That's from fucking Bloodlines.
Yeah, no.
But
it's
that's
all
why
vitae.
they're trying to be bloodlines. That's
terrible.
the whole point.
But they're trying to be Bloodlines, but they also kind of want to be Dishonored, but you also kind of want to be Vampire Rain for some weird reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, anybody who actually has played Vampire Rain will realise I made one or two kind of faux pas during my review of that. But
It
the two,
doesn't matter.
if you play the two of them side by side, and God knows why you ever would, you'll actually be like, oh yeah, I can see how he Mandela memory this. Like this is fucking awful. Like these two are the same generic awful.
It's like my Resistance fucking issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah, exactly. You said Resistance. I was like, you pretty much can just erase Resistance, put in Killzone, and boom, that's it.
That doesn't work.
I can
Put in
describe
haste.
any shooter out of that generation.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that whole era.
And apparently 2013. I don't know when Vampire Rain
I was gonna say, we have a lot of games from that kind of like those few years. It's like I didn't realize
They were just bad years.
they were just bad years. I was about to say, like fucking hell.
Fucking
Like,
squirting.
was that the time we went cynical, or were they just bad?
2007 for Vampire Rain. So
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
that's the Ask Creed timeline then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 6 years later, and they're just like, no, actually, this is even worse.
Yep, they have not improved in those 6 years. Really was a dark time for us all, lads. Anyway, so while we kind of like mule on the fact that we are just all growing old at the same time, and games will not get any better.
Go and study law or something. Do something with yourselves. Don't make the same mistakes we did.
I mean, we all have successful personal lives.
But we've played these games.
We have, but you know what? We've come out of it. We're now talking about it.
Yeah, so go study law or something. Do something productive with you. Well, maybe not law.
Put down the second doorknobs.
Or, make a vigilante committee. Sure.
I mean, or make a better game. You could do that.
Yeah. Just think, what would Alan complain about? And then do that.
Invite your neighbour around for a barbecue.
And
have a drink with him.
And
kill
fuck
him.
them. We went very different options there.
Well,
kill him dead, fuck him.
Well, for a start, I'm not going to...
In that order.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I'm never going to either of your fucking cookouts for a start. That's going to end up badly for all of us.
Obviously, I'd kill him. And then I'd fuck them up.
Out of context, that's going to sound fucking strange.
That part might need to be edited.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
We'll see how it plays.
Did you stick to that again, Dan?
The answer is no.
Answer's on a Answer's on a legal headed letter.
In any case, folks, that's the end of our next leg in the Filthy 50. When we come back, we are going to be starting off with 30 and above. Or below. Below? 30 and below, I think.
Below.
We had this discussion last time. It's like, it is below. It's only getting worse.
This is a counting up style.
Exactly. So, again, if any of these games have triggered a repressed memory that you only talk to...
Or if you've developed these games.
Good.
Kill yourself.
Sort yourselves out and do better. Unless,
In
you're,
Minecraft.
unless you're from Ubisoft, you know, otherwise you can go fuck yourself. So in any case, we'll see you next time for number 30 and below. Until then, we'll see you next time on the Filth 50.
I'll say bye.
God, it's still the worst outro ever.